Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is crazy, y'all. I just want to let you know that this is crazy. Here we are. This is, the B-Teezy in the living flesh. This is my live stream for all things WWDC. We have a lot of cool things to go through. I guess you could call this like, our little makeshift studio or whatnot. It's everything that I've kind of put together. We're going to have some really cool guests here, but you know the drill, right? You've seen my live streams before. You've known them before. And so what I want to do is, like, as I'm juggling these things, this is really the first time I have ever done this. So you got to bear with me. It's kind of crazy, but look, we got this angle. When you take your calls with me, I'll be like, yo, what's up? Let's talk. You and me, baby. Let's talk. Let's talk shop when you guys call in. So how do we actually have everyone here call in? Well, it's really easy. All you got to do is the number below. The phone lines are open and active. It is 844-811-9561. So, this is how I'm going to get you with your phone calls. Wow, we already have people like jumping in on here, and we're here to talk about everything iOS 12, macOS 10.14, and everything. Also for feedback, if the sound is kind of peaking or it's a little too hot, let me know, because I don't have another producer. This is like Zane Clifton wants me to say his name. Zane, I see you, baby. I see you. All right, so let's go first, check out a few things and get through the orders of business. Number one, you know how we do it here on the show. We have this thing that I like to call, WWDC Big Bingo. And what does that mean for you? Well, with Big Bingo, you have the chance to, follow along with the keynote and see what happens. Hold on, let me pull this up. See, I'm telling you, this takes some time. Okay, here. The link to go to is actually WWDC, tiny URL, WWDC 2018. Okay, tiny URL, WWDC 2018. I think I screwed it up there, so that's something that we're going to have to fix. I'm going to put it out on my Twitter, so just go to @BrianTong. You can find the links there. Let me just double check it for you guys real quick, because again, we're starting here. We're going to get to the phone calls as well, but let me just check this real quick, because this is how we do. The cool thing about this is the live stream is going to be playing back here, so we'll be able to follow along and kind of have some fun there. But you know what? Give me a second, because see, this is what happens when you do this all on your own. There's like curveballs, and I want to make sure you guys get your bingo card, because it's kind of important. You know what I mean? Okay, so I want to make sure I got you the link exactly the way it is. There's people already inside the show floor, so here we go. Let's go here. Oh, is it here? Let's just check this real quick. I've got to figure out, what did I make that? This is actually kind of embarrassing, because I'm trying to figure out what is that bingo card link that I got for you. Okay, let's see if we have it here and if it still works. Tiny URL, WWDC 2018. I'm going to punch it in right now and see if it works. Anyways, okay, hopefully the big bingo card gets going. There it is. Okay, let me change this for you. So graphics-wise, we're going to go in here, and I just want to let you know here. This down here, you've got to add 2018 to that number. That's how you're going to get to the big bingo card, okay? Just trust me on this. We're going to do it right. Okay, so let's just talk about like other things that we have going on here. We've got prizes for you. We've got plenty of prizes for you, because if you play the big bingo game, it's all about like the cool stuff that you can get. So, check it out. I'm giving out, I have about maybe 8 to 10 different spec cases here. They are going to be anywhere from iPhone 10 to iPhone 6 to iPhone 7. A bunch of cases for you guys and gals to win on the big bingo. And in addition to that, we've got this pretty cool. I have this. This has been like hanging around. This is a Samsung Qi wireless charger. It's the fast charging version. So if you play along with our bingo card, you'll be able to get that as well. But let me open up this, just because everyone's like, okay, how am I going to get to the call line? This is where to go. And I'm going to take our first call, and we're going to see. We're going to cross our fingers and see if this works. It looks like we go here. All right. Hey, welcome to CNET Live, calling in from the 651. I believe it's John, who wants to talk about updated MacBooks.
Yeah, hi, Brian.
What's up, man? Thanks for joining. You're the first caller like ever here on the. It's kind of crazy. Thank you so much for following and supporting. You know, this is all independent. I'm doing on my own, and I just really appreciate you, being a part of this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
So what's up? What do you want to
My
talk about?
question was about, yeah, so I've heard conflicting points of view on whether we're going to see the MacBook Pros upgraded to 8th gen processors or not at WWDC. And I was wondering if you knew anything else before the event.
Yeah, everything that points to, first of all, for everyone that hasn't been familiar, WWDC doesn't look like it's going to be a major hardware event. All indications it's going to be really focused on software. Literally, there have been any indications that we'll see any hardware. I think the main thing with the MacBooks is if we see anything, sure, it might be a speed bump, but everyone's kind of anticipating for them to come out with Coffee Lake, which is their next gen processors for the MacBooks. I don't think we're going to see them today. We know that in the past, we've seen a lot of different Macs, right? We've had, hold on one second. Let me get this going here real quick. We've seen a lot of different things like, iMacs were released last year. The iMac Pro premiered. They updated the Macs, and they also did iPad Pros at last year's WWDC. So that made it like a big deal. All indications are we aren't going to see anything. So I know that I got to imagine, though, they're going to give us something. Like, I want to see what they're doing with the new Mac Pro. MacBooks are their bread and butter when it comes to the Mac line. Are you in the market for one?
Yeah, MacBook Pro specifically.
How long have you had your current MacBook Pro?
For about 2 years or so.
Oh, so I mean, you're still doing pretty good. Do you have a touch bar or non-touch bar?
Non-touch bar.
Okay, see, I'm a fan personally of the non-touch bar MacBook Pro just because I didn't think it was that useful. Are you attracted by the touch bar? Or you just really want more power for what you're doing?
No, I was never, I don't know. I was never really excited about it. I think I do a lot of programming work, and so I wanted like the longest battery life possible.
Yeah.
And I think the non-touch bar provides that for me.
Yeah, then I think that's a great thing. Ultimately, you're going to find out just like I am, at the same time when Apple does these announcements. We don't know exactly what they're going to do. I don't even know if they're going to show off the AirPower mat. That wireless charging mat that they were showcasing? We don't even know if we're going to see that yet.
Yeah, was that announced last year?
They announced it. I believe they showcased it at the last keynote. If I recall right, it was around September or so. And then during that time, they said it would come out early this year, but it hasn't come out early this year. So we don't know if we'll see it or not. All indications, there's no blurbs about it at all. So I think they have to at least show us that and maybe give us not the second gen AirPods, but it was like the AirPods with the wireless case that they kind of showed off as well. Release those two at the same time, but something hardware. If not, I think that I love software, but I think people might get a little frustrated if they don't see any hardware. But we always know WWDC is like a peek into the future. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you, Brian.
Thanks so much for calling. I appreciate it. So there you guys and gals go. Again, you guys can call us. I'm trying to put the call line number on here so everyone can see it properly. It's like I'm switching this video. It's kind of crazy right now. So anyways, I will tell you right now, we have like two cameras here. People are wondering like, what is the setup going on? Over here, we're rocking a GH5. And then over here, the up camera, like, look, I'm an Apple guy, but let's be honest, the Pixel 2 XL's camera is sweet. And it actually does a really good job of matching, the color temperature. Just, I was using my iPhone 10 and it looked like it just couldn't give me a little more natural look. It was like pinkish and reddish and stuff. So there you go. There we have it. So that's what you got going on there. Let's kind of move around and talk about what else is going to happen here at the keynote, because there's a lot of big highlights. The big thing really is going to be iOS, obviously. iOS 12 is coming out, but if you're looking for a big, huge, major revamp, it doesn't look like we're going to see that at all. Really, Bloomberg reported some of the features that are going to be coming out right out of the gates, right, is this digital health feature. We saw something similar like this at Google I/O, and it would allow you to, track your basically how often you use your smartphone, the time, the duration, also how long you're spending in certain apps, because smartphone addiction has become this like big buzzword, and it's like, oh, this is an issue that everyone is dealing with. So they're going to at least address it by putting in some tools. Some people have been trying to hold Apple responsible and accountable because they're such this big, dominant company. So we'll see what happens there. Also, I don't know if you guys care about like ARKit, but ARKit 2.0 is expected to be coming as well. It'll be like an update to ARKit. Obviously, one of the big things that they're talking about is being able to drop in specific things like 2 players being able to play at the same time in a multiplayer game in the same virtual environment where items are dropped. They can both see the same exact thing. So that could be kind of cool as well. I'm going to go check out what the word on the street is on the tweets, because we also want you to, like, there's different ways that you can get at me and get on this show. Twitter is one way. All you have to do is just tweet me at Brian Tong. I see the chat here. People are like saying, hey, did the bingo start? The big bingo card, I screwed up the graphic, honestly. It's honestly supposed to be tiny URL WWDC WWDC 2008. Okay, so if you add 2008 to that and you want to play Big Bingo, this is where it's at. This is what the Big Bingo card looks like. So you can see here we have a few different options here. You know, I love Craig Federighi's first dad joke, because you know he does stuff like this. We also have Apple Watch, Phil Schiller. Down on the bottom, let me see. The cool thing about this is a randomized bingo card. So everyone that you do this, every time you load that link, it's going to be different every time. So everyone has a unique card that is unique to them. It's the big bingo card. I can't believe I screwed up the link on that, though. That is so amateur, guys. That is so amateur. Also, again, if you guys want to be a part of this, don't be afraid, because, like, really, this is my first time doing this too. Call in 844-811-9651. That's how you get to me. That's also how we can talk about some of the stuff going on. But we're saying they're like, get rid of the grid on the main camera. Grid. Look, it's the big bingo card. Oh, you know what? I see what you guys are talking about. Here, this is how we do it. This is very raw, but give me a second. I see what happened. Hold on. Oh my gosh. There we go. Did that do the trick? Oh my gosh. I can't believe this whole time. See, I wasn't even reading what you guys were saying this whole time. The grid was on there. This is stupid. Okay. People are like, dude, all your the grid and all your display readouts there. Okay, let's talk out here. We got someone from the 647 that wants to call. Everyone's like, oh my gosh. Whatever. This is literally like producing it on my own. Let's talk to James from the 647. Yo, James, what's up? Welcome to, I guess, the B-Teezy's WWDC coverage.
Yo there. Big fan. We used to watch you during CNET.
What's that? Wait, who's that? Who's that? I have no idea who's that.
Who's that? Of course. No one knows who they are, of course.
What? Thanks for calling in, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm based actually in the UK. Obviously, technology these days. So the big thing I'm looking forward to see in WWDC has got to be Apple maybe bringing out security for the RFIDs, so being able to clone RFIDs for your phone and for Apple Watch. And that's obviously been a big thing for me, because obviously, you know, most people now, they don't carry the wallet around with them. You know, the Apple Pay covers 98% of my transactions now. So do you think that we're going to see that?
Well, I don't think, you know, I know it's really valuable, but I don't think that we're going to see it here specifically at WWDC. And the reason why is because that's going to be, you know, maybe they will, but it's really more hardware based. And I think if they did something like that, we'd end up seeing it, you know, at the actual Apple Watch Series 4 event. That's where we're going to see it the most. So if that's the case, then we will. But I just don't expect us to see it here. Which Apple Watch do you actually have right now?
So I don't actually have one. My mate has one, and he's a big fan of it, and he's been trying to sell it to me for ages. But I got the iPhone X. I love the thing to death. I went on the bandwagon of Pebble. I'm sure most of you will know who they were and how they are not existing anymore. And basically, it sat quite lonely on my shelf, just doing nothing.
It is, but it inspired. For the record, though, you know, obviously, it inspired. It's what inspired Apple to get into the watch game too, though. You know.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a great product, and unfortunately now it's just dead. It's useless. But I am looking at Apple Watch. What I've been waiting for is the battery life to come up. That's the only thing I am waiting on. The battery life is making a massive sort of issue for me in if I go away and I forget the charger, and then you've basically got a watch that's now completely useless to you.
Yeah. I totally understand.
Yeah, I mean, but as soon as they've sorted that problem out, I will be the first one in the queue.
Yeah, you know what? I think that the cool thing about the Apple Watch is it's really evolved over time. Like I was not a fan of the Series 1. I kind of made it clear, like, I loved how it looked, but from a functionality standpoint, it wasn't that great. I think they really took the biggest leap when they jumped up to watchOS 3, and they kind of gutted the system that it was kind of almost without them saying, it was an admission that what they had up to this point just wasn't working. And so once they revamped the actual operating system, and now that the hardware is caught up, like, I love the thing with the LTE version is, it still sucks up a whole bunch of battery life. I probably get maybe around 1.5 days. I wouldn't even say 2. I charge every day because I can't rely on it. But the battery life is going to be the biggest issue with it. But again, it's really hard. There's rumors that they might be doing things like, putting a just slightly larger screen where it goes edge to edge on the watch. Will they be using these micro LED screens that use less power? That's going to be tricky, right? I think that's what's going to be one of the obstacles. Optimize the battery life, but from a functionality standpoint, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, like, I love this thing. And again, I wasn't a fan of it from the start. Is there anything else you're looking forward to at WWDC for yourself?
No, I mean, I would love to see something about obviously macOS and where they're going with that. But again, that's kind of an expectation. We know that that's sort of going to happen. But I mean, that will give us an idea of what the hardware they're looking at for the next generation. I think that's going to make the big difference, and what they're looking for. I think everyone can agree at the moment that we're still waiting on Apple to innovate again, to come up with something that we haven't seen yet, and that's something that I think that it's either going to happen this year or it's just not going to happen for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of said this a bunch of times, and we know that Apple's working on some sort of AR VR glass or whatever this eyeglass thing is that they work on. We know that eventually the evolution is like the phone is gone. It's either going to eventually, this is not like in the next year or two, but the phone is gone. It becomes something that's just on our wrist, or it becomes something of like a heads-up display that we end up wearing. And not everyone's going to do this, right? But it's going to continue to get smaller, maybe, or our phones become even slimmer. Like, I don't really care about that. I'd rather honestly go back to a slightly thicker iPhone with a bigger battery if it was my call, right? Battery life it's almost like battery life is king these days. But from an innovation standpoint and an actual device look, the Apple Watch has evolved now to be a quality device. The HomePod, which obviously is arguably maybe like from a sound quality standpoint really great, but arguably like their least in it, it's not an innovative device, especially compared to what came out of the market. Like, that was what was more embarrassing to me than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Amazon variant. Obviously, I'm not going to say it in case some people decide to start kicking in and start listening, which we all know that problem. But generally, I looked at the pod and I thought I couldn't justify the price versus the features, and that kind of thing. Yeah, it's great if you just want to do the few things within Apple's ecosystem, and that's great. But Spotify, that's a big deal for me, and that's something that a lot of us, we'll have gone to Apple Music, but I still love Spotify, and I just can't bear to leave them.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's a great service and everything. So, hey, thank you so much for calling, James. We really appreciate it, and just spending time before the keynote. And one thing that you're most excited to see before we let you go?
I got to admit, it's going to be the new UI change. I think that's something that is it's caught my eye because the last one we had didn't go as well as planned. So I'm hoping this time round it will do better.
Very cool. All right. Hey, James, thanks again for calling. Just appreciate, coming out and supporting. And this is crazy. Like, the phone lines are starting to fill up. I think we're 5 deep. I can actually fit 10. So Hey, if you want to call back after the show, we'll be doing our post wrap up. I think that's kind of the funnest part because it's almost like cathartic. People are always like, "Oh, I have no idea." Like they vent, they like let it all out, and they need someone to talk to. So if I can be that person, I will be that person. All right, thanks for calling in, James.
Dude, cheers.
All right, cheers to you too. Let's go out to our man Jason. Jason calling up to us. All right, can you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you fine, Brian. It's a pleasure to be on your show. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? This is kind of crazy because I'm like I feel like I have 10 arms right now, and it's like kind of an adrenaline rush, but it's also like really cool at the same time. I'm like learning as we go. Like, were you watching when I had the actual like grid from the camera on the video?
No, I did not see the grid. No, I saw you fix it though.
Okay, that's good. So you came at the right time. So hey, Jason, what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, non-invasive glucose monitoring on the Apple Watch. Game changer for them. Tons of revenue. Insurance companies paying for the average person. Apple Care all around.
Is that what you want to see, or do you have a question about?
I think that's I think that's an inevitable feature that's going to be on the Apple Watch. And when they finally do get that right and get that rolling, I think it is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, I think the main thing about Apple and the Apple Watch is we know that this is like going on behind the scenes, but they're really making this like a big push for health, and to really change lives. I don't know if you've read a lot of the reports or articles, but there's probably been at least over in the last month and a half or so of multiple situations where people's lives have actually been saved because all of a sudden their heart rate has significantly increased when they're just completely, sedentary, and they've gone and got it checked out where it was like, they were on the verge of a heart attack or other issues. I mean, and you're seeing this not just like one story a year. I think I've seen like 4 or 5 in the past like 2 or 3 months.
Brian, you're a sports fan. How many times have you seen it at a sporting event being reported?
Yeah, no, that's true too, right?
Yep.
So
the heart rate, the health, it's just a complete package.
Yeah, I think that you can always, however you want to sell any device, I think the key is to hit the consumer in different ways. Whether it's a fitness device for you, that's fine. For some people, it isn't. Whether it's a health device for you, that's cool. Or whether it's just a notifications bracelet, that's okay too. But I think I've just really enjoyed how the actual Apple Watch has evolved over time. So very cool. What else at the keynote do you really want to see for yourself?
Well, I don't think they're going to announce the new iPhones at this keynote. I mean, I would like to hear something about them, but more than likely I'm not anticipating it, which is fine. Hey, listen, I'm in the waiting game like everybody else, and I look forward to the next move.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. All right, Jason, well, thanks so much for calling
I
in.
have an interesting theory.
Say what?
One more theory?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I have one more theory.
Yeah, what is it?
I read someplace that if they included the Apple AirPods with the new iPhone 10s, I know it's a lot of cost in initial upfront investment, but if they just included them in and didn't bump up the price too high, how much money would they make on replacement buds for mass purchases owning them?
Well, I think you're right. The thing that you just said tells me why they aren't going to do that, because they would rather you, instead of bundle it with the phone, because they're still arguably, okay, if they bundle with the phone and give you like a little better price, they'd actually make more money selling it standalone and still having you replace them when you lose them for the standalone price. You know what I mean?
Very true. Very true.
So, and we know, look, when Apple sells us like a USB-C charger for $50, and there's rumors that maybe in the future iPhones are going to bundle it in there. I think it's going to be a little tough. It's going to be tough for them to do that. It's not in their DNA to do that, right?
Yeah, I think that's more just wishful thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that sounds like a lot of Apple users wishful thinking, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Brian, back on to WWDC. I look forward to the announcements, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. Appreciate that, all right?
My pleasure. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Okay, I think that while we I'm going to take a moment to introduce a guest onto our show. If you come around here, please. I have production help now. Yay. This is my love, Shauna. Here, pull your chair, but you get real careful.
Come in on time.
So because I can't, I am starting to juggle this on my own, but Shauna works here in LA at NBC, and so she also has a production background. And so, babe, like, thank you for joining the show.
Help you out here.
You gotta help me out here.
You're doing a lot.
I'm doing a lot. I finally got the rhythm. I started the show. I started the show at the beginning with the freaking display grid on because I reset the camera. Like it had all for like the first 10 or 15 minutes.
Everybody.
So this is Shauna.
Hi.
Say hi to her. Be nice, internet. I know how twisted you all are.
I can take
She
it.
could take it.
Wait, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, you
Okay,
pop this.
good.
Can you hear? Is everything
There you
good?
go. Yeah, I can hear now.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let you do the switching for me if you feel like it.
we're good.
Okay.
You do what you gotta do.
Okay. Also, the other thing, honey, this is all again. This is live and raw, and we have people on the phone lines. We're gonna take your calls real quick. Alberto, just hold on right now. I'm gonna change this so it can go to your laptop here. Okay.
Cool. We'll figure it out. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Do it live. Okay.
There, this one. I'll put this one here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fix the chair here. Oh, you got a lot of free. Oh.
We got a lot of free
gifts.
swag.
Hold on,
I
let
screwed
me-
up stuff. Okay,
we'll surprise
so
them
let's
all.
go back here, and that's going to be your laptop right there. Okay?
Okay.
Cool, very cool. All right, let's go back into the calls and just see who's up. Right now, we're about 30 minutes away from the keynote. It's 9:26 a.m. It starts around 10 a.m. We'll be showing the stream, bouncing back and forth, doing commentary, just hanging out with you. Let's go to Alberto, my man. Are you in the house?
Yeah, what's up, Brian?
Man, you know what? You guys have been flawless on these calls because when I was at that other place, like people would be like, "Oh, turn it." Like I haven't had anyone screw up the call yet. I'm really impressed. You're on the money. Alberto, what's up, bro? Thanks for joining the show, man.
Yeah, how are you, Brian?
I'm good. I can't believe
What's
like is the production okay? Is it I mean it's a little it's we're just trying to get through this. Are you okay with this?
Yeah, actually, the only thing, the banner on the bottom with the phone number on the live stream on YouTube, it has the wrong phone number.
What? Oh shiz.
Yeah, the last
Hold on, hold on. You're
four
right.
digits,
Yeah.
it's switched up.
Hold on. I think you know what? Thank you for this.
It's right here. This one. Can we edit that?
Is that the no? Let's do this. Okay, here. You know what? I'm gonna do something for you. Wow, you guys are like, you guys
Thank
are on the
you.
money.
Here,
You know
let
what
me fix
happened?
it.
I had an old one, and then I got an updated one. But let me do this. Give me one sec. I'm actually gonna check this out. I think I have the new updated one. Let me just see here real quick. Let's try this. See if it happens. Thank you. Okay, so Alberto, while I'm actually like adjusting this, what's up, bro?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've seen some reports lately that they're saying they might not show it off after all, but I'm really excited about what Apple's going to do with the next iPad Pro.
Yeah, I think that for me, the iPad Pro, and just ignore me because I'm actually trying to type this. I'm totally talking to you and stuff. But for me, the iPad Pro, the biggest thing about it is that, like, will they go with, like, a bezel-less type design? What will they do, like, in regards to the pencil? Will they bring new functionality? I think it has the most opportunity to do the coolest stuff because they've finally given this, like, an identity of its own. And that makes it, here we go. They've given it an identity of its own, and because of that, let's see here now. There, temporarily, guys and gals, that is the correct number. I can't pin it. Write it down. It is crazy. Okay. Alberto, I apologize. This is on the fly, but thank you for letting me know the number was incorrect. I screwed it up last night. I made an updated graphic, but hey, this is what happens when you're up at like 3 a.m., if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm excited. I still have my iPad Air, it's way overdue for an upgrade.
yeah, I think that, do you want the iPad Pro like regular size or the large size?
I'm kind of considering probably the 12.9 since, obviously with all the reports that are coming out, if it has the bezel screen or probably the notch at the top like the iPhone X, obviously the form factor is going to be smaller and it's going to have a bigger screen.
Yeah, I agree with that. Dude, you know what's crazy? You told me to put in the correct number, and now the phone lines are like completely loaded. So I wonder if people were actually misdialing the number originally to call in.
Yeah, probably. That's what I was doing at first until I went on your Twitter. I went on your Twitter and I got the phone number, the right number. It was like a number just like some hotel.
Yeah, everyone. This is hilarious. Okay, Alberto. Thank you for calling and thank you for correcting the phone number. That's amazing. You helped me out big time today.
You're welcome, Brian.
I appreciate that so much. I'm gonna try and do something real quick here because I want to actually let's see here. All right, let me get to the next phone call. So babe, I think the thing is that with the graphics, we have to basically like add it every time the new phone number. But I'm gonna get through the lines right now.
Pin it. Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
let's take the next call here. We've got the 773-3775 in the house. Hey, what's up, man? Sorry, I didn't get your name because maybe it didn't pick up on the auto kind of robot guy. But welcome to the show. Thanks so much for calling CNET, man. This is our. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? Thanks so much for calling.
CNET, dude. Why would you say CNET, bro?
My brain.
I think you meant CNOT.
Yeah, I meant CNOT, yo. My brain has been wired like that for like 10 years. Okay.
Oh damn, bro.
I know. I know. And that it's pretty. He's like, damn. Anyway, what's your name?
My name is Yasir.
Isir, nice to meet you, bro. Thanks for calling the
Yes,
show.
sir.
What did you want to talk about today?
So I'm just curious about what you guys want to see on today's showing on WWDC.
What do I want to see?
Yeah, what are your biggest things you want to see?
Well, I think the biggest thing that to me that I want to see is I wanted this last year at WWDC, and they didn't. They just said, "Oh, we just have some new voices." I want to see what they're gonna do with Siri this year. Like, for example, hold on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but this thing is on here. There we go. Okay.
Wow.
So I want to see like an improved Siri because we haven't seen that. Last year they could have done something for us, but they didn't. Again, we're hoping that like
No, Siri is really behind.
oh, totally. Like it's a developers conference. It's a developers conference. Here, hold on one sec. I got this. You know what? Give me a second, Yasir. Sorry. This is like we're like doing this total like guerrilla style. So
No, you do.
here, just give it like that.
No worries, no worries.
Okay, here we go.
More?
So
Good, how are you?
okay, so what I wanted to do is just say like with Siri, we wanted a better version of it. We didn't get that. We wanted the fact is that okay. Is it good? Okay. So can you put that?
No, it's all out.
Hash marks in it?
Yeah.
Okay, so with
Hello?
Siri, sorry about that. You know,
trying to figure
we're
this
juggling
out.
this out. But with Siri, it's just kind of one of those things where if they're so behind, they were so behind last year, and they're even more behind this year. And I know, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but they just recently hired the head. They poached Google's head of search and AI. His name is John Gianandrea. So think about this. They took Google's leader for their entire search and AI division, and now they just recently brought him over like a month ago. The thing about this is that it takes time. Like, it takes time for them to build Siri. I've said from about the past 2 months, no, it's time to blow up Siri. Let's just kill it and start from scratch. Let's just blow the thing up, right? We need a better Siri, but it's not going to happen overnight.
We really do.
We really do, right? It's not going to happen overnight. It's one of those things that the Siri that we have today is probably going to still be around for at least another year and a half, and then maybe in 2 years we'll see it. But I still want to know, what are they going to do with the current version of Siri to make it at least semi-respectable? I just think fundamentally the building blocks of it are very basic.
So then, my question is, how often do you use Siri?
Personally, the only time I use it is just to set an alarm to wake me up, or a reminder.
Really?
Yeah, because I have that Amazon thing, and I don't want to say it because I forgot to turn it off, so it's going to set off in my place, right? I'm not going to, and I don't want to say it for other people because that's just wrong, right? But,
yeah.
you know, I use it just for very basic stuff, but I don't use it ever to search things. I don't use it every day because I have been trained now that it's just not the best voice assistant available for me. And because of that, I just don't use it, right?
No, that makes sense. I don't use it at all.
Right? So, to my point, I think people also that are familiar with like being at home and stuff on the, you know, using these voice assistant speakers at home, you end up using those so much, whether it's a Google Home or whether it's an Amazon Echo, you end up just kind of using Siri less because it's like, why do I need to use Siri now, right? You're becoming you're habitually accustomed to it.
Yes.
So.
All right. Well, I gotta let you go, but thanks for the chat. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, bro. It's crazy. The phone lines are all locked in. I'm trying to get through the calls so that everyone can get in. Thank you so much for your patience with this. The number here is down in the corner. That's the number to call in, right? Oh, that's the wrong one. 9561.
Great.
Here. So
Let's
let's do
redo
no,
this.
watch this. Let's do a tutorial. Hold on. Give us a second, guys. So here, you can
just tell me the phone number and I'll put it in.
So just increase it and then change the text right here.
Just give me the right phone number, though. I can do this.
561. Okay. There we go. And then
Take. Got it.
Take it.
Got it.
Got it. All right. Can you do that though with the wide shot now? So edit this number.
So demanding.
Edit this number right here, please.
Okay.
Yes.
You're
okay.
welcome.
Thank you, baby.
Everyone, be patient with me.
Be patient. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
talking.
Waiting for 12 minutes. Bobby wants to talk about a different topic. Thanks for calling CNET. Oh my gosh, did I do it again?
Stop.
It's actually pronounced Fabia.
Oh, it's Fabia. I'm sorry. The voice recorder didn't get you right. It's Fabia.
Yeah, no, I've had experience. Someone thought my name was Sabi, and wasn't even close.
That's wrong. I can't believe I keep on saying it.
You know what? It's force of habit. You just got to get it out.
I know. I got to get it out of my system. You're right. There we go. I love this.
out.
All right, welcome to the show. I got to call it something different, like I don't know, what is it, B-Teezy Live? I don't know.
Yeah, what do you guys like?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. What do you like?
People.
B-Teezy Live. All right, welcome. What do you want to talk about?
Well, actually, when I heard iOS 12 and macOS, new version of macOS was coming out, I was like, oh, new features, new everything. And then their Apple's like, no, we're just here to fix bugs and everything. I'm just like, what? Because, I'm completely blind, and, we know new features is accessible for the blind. And I'm just was surprised that Apple's like, oh, no, we're just going to, fix bugs on from iOS 11 on iOS 12. And it's like, oh. So AirPlay 2 may not be coming out, which I think has already been out. But, I was surprised. Apple's just not making as many features. They're more on fixing bugs and everything.
You know what? First of all, thank you for calling in to the show. I think, you can offer a really unique perspective for us because, like you said, you're blind. How has Apple's accessibility features for you been over the few years? Have they increased the development? Are you happy with it, or is it actually kind of slowed down where you're not as happy with what they've done with accessibility features?
Well, I've heard, I was waiting here on the phone, actually. I use Siri quite a lot, but sometimes I just play around with Siri, and she's like, I'm sorry, I do not understand. And I'm just like, you need to be updated, Siri, to Siri version 5 or something, because you're probably in version 0.2 or something.
This is when we say, seriously? Seriously. That's not cool. That's not funny. That was a bad dad joke, actually. I did the first bad dad joke already.
And he's not a dad.
I'm not. Nah, yeah.
Oh.
But I'm also all for new voices for VoiceOver because, they haven't really added any new voices. I'm looking for, if I've emailed Apple to put, the Ivona voices and the, all those other voices, and they're like, well, when you get permission for those companies to get those voices, I'm like, well, I just use the regular Siri voice as the VoiceOver, but, it would be nice to have some brand new voices on Siri and VoiceOver because, they're basically the same for the last who knows how many years because I've only used an iPhone since 2012 or 11 or something like that. I thought the iPhone 4S first time.
Has it been frustrating to you though? Just in general?
Not really. I mean, the iPhone has been a really great device for me. Same as with the Mac is, I don't have to, my parents and I don't have to pay an extra to get, the screen reader on there because, Apple already has it on there. As for other, I have a Windows computer, which I had to get for my, my school classes, which I made Windows again for my next semester. And, the stuff for the blind just in general is so expensive. Just a regular screen reader for Windows is like $800.
That's something that, people, guess what? People that don't have to deal with that just don't even know or aren't even used to that idea. You know what I mean? So it sheds light on it a lot.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that you'd like to see at the convention or the WWDC show today?
I guess I would we ask them what to see and what in general. I'm not. I guess that's your question.
No, just the one thing that you really want to see. I'm trying to find my phone too while I'm talking to you.
You're fine. Well, I'm just really hoping that. I'm also very curious, what Siri is going to Siri this year because, as I said, Siri. She's a good voice assistant. okay, actually, there are a lot of things that needs to be updated with her.
Okay, hold on.
You know, because I have an Amazon.
Shoot. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, hey, you know what? Is it okay if I let you off the line real quick? Because I just need to make I basically have to reach out to someone real quick.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, appreciate that. Let's go here, and let me hold on, guys, real quick. We're gonna. Can you take this computer, please?
Yep.
Okay. Is it this one?
The one with the card?
Oh, you know what? Hold on 1 sec. Actually, go here. Okay, hold on, guys. We're just gonna do this. I have some special guest here that's gonna help us out here today. Let's see if we can get them on here.
Okay.
Take this. Why isn't it working?
Maybe she doesn't have reception.
Oh, that's why. Yes. Hold on, I hear something.
Hello?
Justin, can you hear me?
I can kind of hear you.
Oh, you know what? Okay. No, you know what? The stream isn't working right now. It's not your fault though. It's just the camera won't. Try calling me one more time, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, guys. So we're trying to get this called. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on?
I think in San Jose the reception's probably really bad.
The reception might be bad. Okay, well we'll try it. We'll try something else in a second. That failed miserably. But you know what? We're just trying to figure it out. I'm not sure why it's not being call friendly for me right now. Okay. Anyways, let's do this. Keep on calling lines, guys and gals. Sorry, we're just honestly also at the same time we're just kind of like waiting this out to see like what could potentially happen here at WWDC. We're gonna wait for the actual keynote. I'm trying to call some people that offer to call in. Nope, not working. Okay. Oh well. We'll try one more time. I know this is weird, and it's like, oh, is this dead air? What's going on?
He's just trying to call a bunch of people. You know how that's like. Let's look at oh, I hear something.
Hold on, I hear it. I hear it.
Ready? No? Oh.
Hold on. Lance! Can you hear me okay?
I actually can hear you.
All right. Okay, everybody, we have people here inside. No, we can see you guys okay.
Right, what's up?
Thank you so much for calling. It's the signal's not the best there right now, but Lance, you're inside over at the San Jose Convention Center, the McHenry Center. We just wanted to talk to you a little bit. For those of you that aren't familiar with Lance Ulanoff, you've seen his work before. Tell us what's going on inside there.
Okay, well, it's packed. This is a bigger hall than last year. It is absolutely massive. I don't know if you can see behind me just how many people are here. People here. Behind me, we're not too far from the stage, and the screen is filled with app icons because this is a software event. Everybody's trying to, wants to know what they're going to do with iOS, tvOS, watchOS, macOS. These are all the updates that are coming. Everybody's talking about there'll be hardware. The only thing that we really expect is that air power pad, the charging pad. We're pretty sure that's going to get a release date, a ship date today. Other than that, I don't know. There are a lot of possibilities. I think there's going to be so many changes across all of these operating systems. However, I don't think this is a big sea change event. I feel like they're going to be fixing things, polishing things, and of course talking a lot about health. Yeah. Even our health as far as like how often we use our phones. I think they're going to be talking to us about taking breaks and introducing tools that help us do that because that's the new thing. And Yeah, and I'm sitting here. I've got a really good seat. I'm right here. This is my seat, literally right here.
Dang.
Yeah, we did all right, and they've got good power. We're plugged in. So excited, amped up, wishing I had water.
Well, they need to deliver that for you. So, hey, Lance, you know what? I know it's kind of crazy. The signal's been a little choppy. It's not your fault, but thank you for calling in, and we'll talk to you soon, okay, buddy?
Oh, it sounds good. Thanks so much for talking to me. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. We'll see you soon. Okay, guys. Thank you. Okay, so you guys and guys can tell right now the signal inside is bad. We're going to try one more time and see if we can get through to Justine, just because it's like it's hard. The signal there is pretty weak, so let's just see what happens. I'm just going to wait it out. Should we wait this out? It's funny, people are like, dude, pick up. It's Justine. Yeah. They're like, pick it up. It's like, we have some people that were on the ground there that were gonna call us, but it's just so difficult to get through because of the signal. And I think having my phone on Do Not Disturb is what sucked. Okay, so guess what? We're just gonna wait it out, and see what happens. I'm sorry about that.
Without the Do Not Disturb.
I finally, my phone was on Do Not Disturb and it just turned everything off.
Oh.
Or my laptop was. I didn't even realize I had it on that. Okay, everyone's like, get the connection up. Like the connection, no, it's fine.
Okay.
The connection works. It's just that you can tell from inside of WWDC. It's pretty bad. Oh, you know what that is? What is that? Okay, you know what I think it is that Apple is going to be starting their keynote soon. I think that's the Apple Music for the keynote, actually. So we're just kind of, honestly, you guys are so cool for hanging out. This is obviously pretty rough. What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10, guys and gals in the chat? Well, how rough is this? Very rough. Very rough.
Hey, it's a rough go.
It's a rough go.
First time you're doing a lot on your own. So.
I know. You can throw up the stream here. Throw up the stream, this little one. I'm just going to put it back here so people can see this now. It looks like Apple has actually started the stream. Maybe. Well, at least that's what they have on their website. So I'm just going to turn this down because it's like making too much noise. Okay, let's try this. Let me get to a regular phone call because people... Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get this. Justine is connecting. Justine, it's kind of working.
Okay, is this gonna work?
I think it is. It's the signals.
Oh my gosh, I don't understand.
What?
Is it working?
Yeah, sure. It's choppy, but you look fine. You look great.
I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you loud and clear. We actually can hear you.
Well, we're here.
How's it been over there?
There's a lot of apps on this screen. If you guys haven't noticed, there's a lot of hype going on, and I think we're excited. Here's Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
Wait, are you filming a video?
We're FaceTiming. Yes. Well, because he's on a live stream right now, so I've been trying to give him some updates.
What's up, Jordan? Brian here. Nice to meet you.
This is kind of like the YouTuber area.
Yes.
And back here we have all. Up front we have all the media people, and it's going to be starting really soon. So I'm super excited. So I hope you can even hear me.
I can hear you totally.
Can you?
If you can hear me, I can honestly hear you. Can you hear me?
Well, this is a solid effort. So I'm not sure if you can hear it or see me, but this is it.
Justine, if you can hear me, what is the one thing that you really want to see? Hey, she actually did. The signal in there is probably rough because we're like we're doing it so strong here, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if I should just like call them from my phone.
Why don't you call it and then try showing it?
Okay.
I know it sounds bad, but she'll at least be on the phone.
Okay, let's try this. And show it. People can look at it here, right?
Your screen's locked.
It's okay. No, people see it here.
No, but I'm saying, isn't it? There you go. Oh. No?
I think it's just really tough to get in there. Anyways, everyone's like, just shut up. Okay. Let me stop this. Okay, so you know what? Thanks to Justine for calling in. I mean, we tried to do it. It's kind of crazy right now. But she did call. It's like 100% A for effort. We appreciate that. Okay, let's get to the actual calls here. We got my man Justin in the house. What's up, Justin?
What is up?
Dude, I'm sorry this is so rough, and like I promise you, we're gonna smooth it out, but it's, it's like on the fly hanging out. Thanks for hanging for 25 minutes, bro.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, like I was so excited to hear like your new ventures and everything when I can't remember if you like posted it on YouTube or something like that, but you wrote your whole like, I'm starting a new venture, like this is me raw, and I just like really appreciated it. And I have been so excited every single time you post because that's who you are.
Man.
And like just the fact that I get to see you totally making this whack post, you know what I mean? But it's awesome because you actually get to, I'm serious though, like, because you're not supposed to have it together because you're not getting paid for this. You're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just the beginning for you, and I know that down the road, you're going to be killing it. You're going to have this crazy production and stuff. So it's just amazing to be able to see you like starting out on your own venture, dude.
Thank you, man. I 100% appreciate that. The love and support. I appreciate everyone that has watched and kind of like is coming here and hanging out. Like, this is such a raw, like, live stream. And I just want to say, like, thank you to everyone. But Justin, we've been, my babes, like Shauna, she's been here supporting, and it wasn't easy at first, but now I've kind of like started to feel just like liberated by this. And, the fact that we're just doing this live stream, and we have some technical problems. We're going to figure that out later. Thank you, Jay. Like, thank you. So what do you want to talk about today?
Dude, I want to tell you, like, I am so curious to find out if it's going to be like macOS, iOS integration, and what that's going to look like. I'm just curious because they're talking about iOS and doing bug fixes and things like that, but like they didn't really talk about macOS. I'm curious what that's going to look like.
Yeah, I think the main thing with macOS, or what we like to call macOS Sierra, is cosmetically, I don't think we're going to see much. I think there's going to be some under the hood stuff, but we've all heard about this whole idea of like integration between the Mac and the iOS with cross-platform apps. And quite honestly, I think the Mac needs a bit of juice. I think by them even just trying to put some of these iOS apps that people love, and I know the interface of touching them versus using some sort of mouse clicking point, not all apps are going to be created equal and work the same. But to me, it's the step forward to getting them to realize to take their heads out of their butts and make us a hybrid type device, right? An Apple hybrid device. You can't tell me that people don't want that, right? Some of the listeners and viewers said, I don't want to touch my screen because I don't like having smudges on my screen. Like, while we were doing the show, because I'm juggling like 10 things at once, I was like touching my screen. I was like, talk. So I think we've been trained to do that, but I think it's more, they need to do that to push forward the evolution of what they've been so resistant to. The Microsoft Surface Pro is an amazing device. Imagine if Apple made their own version of that. That's how I think of it. When I love the iPad Pro, it is its own unique device. It's getting there, but it's not completely there. I quite honestly want to see something like that.
Yeah, I'd like to too. It'd be awesome.
Is there anything else at the keynote that you're really curious about?
Mac Pro.
Mac Pro. You think they're going to give us a little sneak peek, even just like an edge?
A little sneaky.
A little, yeah, that sneaky dinky? We want to see some of that?
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome if we saw a little sneak peek.
Yeah, I think that'll be really cool to see too. So, all right, well, Justin, again, thank you for the words of encouragement. I mean, I'm chugging away here, and just appreciate the love and respect going out to you too.
You got it, man. And I didn't mean whack. I meant awesome.
Dude.
Like awesome. Dude.
You know
keep
me.
it up, man.
You can tell, like, I don't, if it was whack, yeah, say it's whack, but honestly, like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I know, we're having fun with this. We're like trying it out, and that's good enough for me. So.
Again, it.
Thank you for the words.
Excited to keep watching. Thank
the
you.
larger Force Touch
so
trackpad now provides an expansive area for a whole range of gestures.
You got it, man. And I didn't mean whack. I meant
We've continued to refine our keyboard
my man
design.
Gil, are you there? Can you hear me waiting for 25 minutes?
Hey, BT. Hey, Shauna.
Oh my gosh. What is going on, man?
Hey, man, so incredibly proud of you. Wanted to be sure to call in and send you all the love and support, and we're all here for you. I'm looking at, looks like 2,200 people watching you live, man. That's awesome.
That's crazy, man. No, I mean, Gil. So Gil's a friend from the show and a friend over the years who was one of the original Buzz Out Loud listeners, part of that crew with Molly and Tom, and has been a great friend of mine, and also just an Apple fan. I mean, we're like texting back and forth like all the time about like, you know, Siri sucks or I love this. And, you know, I think, was it Gil? Didn't you recently get an Echo and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how bad Siri was until I got this Echo. Was that what it was?
Yeah, that's so. I got a Sonos One that came with the Amazon service, and it was just it was like life altering, you know. And then we were waiting to maybe get the HomePod, and then I got the Sonos, and then I just got another Sonos, and then it was like too late, Apple. Sorry.
Like sorry, bro. It's too late. All right.
Yeah.
So what do you want to? I guess did you want to talk about anything specific, Gil?
No, like I said, called to wish you luck. I'm with you on the need to improve Siri. One thing I'd add is, and I know we'll never get this, but sort of, you know, opening themselves up a little bit more to the developers and so that we get you know, more integration with stuff, kind of like Amazon. I mean, Amazon thing works with everything in my house, and Siri works with a couple of them. That's just insane.
Yeah, I have the same exact problem. I mean, for people that use the Harmony remote, the Logitech Harmony remote setup, that yes, it's a first world thing, but you can say like, turn on, I don't want to say the keyword, but like turn on my PS4, and it goes to the input and it turns it on, and you're just like eating while you're doing that. I mean, that's kind of like magical to me still. I love that stuff. But but the HomePod doesn't work with it. The HomePod doesn't work with it. And I'm like, HomePod doesn't work with my Nest. So that's two key things that I use all the time, and it doesn't work with it. So it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and I have smart things, and it doesn't work with any of that. So it's just brutal. So the whole home automation is just, you know, completely off of everything else I've got in the house with Apple.
Yeah, well, Gil, what's the main thing you're looking forward to seeing, or the main thing you want to see at the show today?
Well, I need a new MacBook, so I'm hoping they roll out something new there. But I'm just waiting for the new MacBooks. They're overdue, you know. And I hate buying on the end of the cycle.
Yeah, don't do that. If you watch the shows, don't do that, Gil. I'll keep you informed, buddy.
I know, BT. I know.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for calling in, man. And I'll talk to you soon, because that's how we do.
All right, man. And I'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. Just I don't like doing these humble brags, but I just got a shout out for my buddy Ed Boon, creator, the godfather of Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm Studios.
Yes.
Ed's a friend of the show, and Sean and I, he even gave us an amazing tour.
So thankful for that.
Over at NetherRealm. So, Ed, shout out. 2,100
Hi,
peeps
Ed.
watching your stream. Just want to send a quick congrats.
Thank you, Ed.
We got nothing but love. And hopefully we'll see you, E3's coming around the block, so hopefully we see him there. All right, let's keep on pounding away. Like, you guys and gals are so loyal to the calls. We have a lot of calls. Just to let you know, it's 9.
That one's taken.
I know. Dustin's been waiting for 28 minutes. We're going to get to him, but just to let you know, the keynote is supposed to start at 10 a.m. We're going to stick here with it.
2 minutes.
So it's about 2 minutes out. If we have to cut people off, I'm sorry. Please come back after the show. Thank you for hanging out on this very rough.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who knows? This is like, you got. That's right, baby. You gotta do what you gotta do. So let's go here. Hey, Dustin, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for calling B-Teezy live.
Hey, what's up, Brian?
What's up, bro?
BT?
What's up?
Hey, I've been a fan of yours for many years.
Thank you for finding this. I mean, I'm impressed that people have found the stream. That's like crazy to me.
Oh no, I found out the moment you started talking about how you called it quits with CNET.
Yeah, man, it's on to the next journey. I mean, it's exciting and freaky, but it's fun. Man.
Hey, right? You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
So what you think's gonna happen? You think they're gonna? I mean, I've been hearing rumors about the new iPhone 10 or X. Been hearing about them saying that it's going to be like the bigger one. They're going to make it bigger. I mean, what do you think? You think they will?
Well, look at Apple has shown us historically that they're going to.
Hey, right? You got to do what you got to do. So what do you think is going to happen? Right. I'm hearing rumors about the new iPhone 10 or X. Saying that it's going to be like a bigger one. They're going to make it bigger. mean,
one of the 6.5.
what do you think they will?
The big pop that you're talking about. Apple has a middle tier 6.5.
Yeah.
That is kind of like they're going to.
Hey, right, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, yeah, right.
Apple makes more money by selling more expensive phones, and most recently the iPhone 10 was their top seller when there were a lot of reports that people said, oh, the iPhone 10 isn't selling that well, Apple's in trouble with iPhones. Well, they had a record quarter again, and the iPhone 10 led that quarter. So they're going to continue to follow the trend until consumers like us stop responding to it, right? If we keep buying this stuff, we're going to keep making it, basically.
They need to. I mean, I started out with the 5S and worked my way up to the 6 and then to the 6S and then 6S Plus.
Yeah.
And ever since I got my hands on that 6S Plus, man, I tell you what, I've been fascinated with the plus sizes. I mean, the bigger screen, the great video quality. I mean, the whole 9 yards. It's been great, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Even with my 7 Plus. But I mean, and now that I got the 10, it's just like, I feel like I'm holding this little bitty phone, you know? It feels like it sometimes. But I know it's the edge-to-edge display or whatever.
Hey, Dustin, I have a question for you.
But it looks like
the keynote's going to start really soon, but where are you? Because we hear the outside noise, but I just want to know, are you like at a diner? Are you eating? I'm just curious, where are you? It's fun. I want to know where you are right now.
I'm in my living room, and I'm watching your stream on the big screen while my laptop's running the stream for Apple.
All right. So, hey, you know what? Thanks so much for watching. We're going to go to the keynote now, and we really appreciate it, okay?
All right. Hey, I appreciate you letting me get online or whatever. One quick question. Are you going to make the stream like just in the TV in the background, or are you going to actually put it like...
We're going to go back and forth. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to go back and forth, but I'm going to try and see what I can do, so... But it is starting now, so we're going to give it a shot, okay?
All right, let's get into this thing.
Let's do it, baby. We'll see if we can get into it, okay? All right, thanks so much for calling.
All right.
All right, cool.
Not a problem. Bye.
Okay, so let's see here, guys and gals. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on. I don't know. Are people on the stream, are you guys seeing or hearing audio from what Apple's putting out there right now? Yes or no?
Comment in the let us know.
Can you try and actually look at the other stream, because I can't hear anything from
Christian Roman says volume, so it sounds like maybe it's not.
Is it okay? Oh, I know what it is. Actually. Hold on, guys.
At an unprecedented speed, to understand how, we must observe them here in their sacred temple. And so it begins. As developers congregate at the event, access to the herd can be hard to come by. For some, blending in is easier said than done. To distinguish themselves, developers identify each other through decorative tribal symbols. These extraordinary plumages are designed to entice and attract. Here, a pack of rogue younglings at play. The safety of numbers allows them to... Oh, wait a moment. They have now entrapped an indigenous silver-crested king developer. Although tempting, one may look at, but not touch, the mane. The feeding frenzy at the great gathering. Moving in like a pack of famished piranhas, this frugal breed will spare no morsel. Those who can pull rank on prime cuts. The event culminates in what is known as the keynote. As the doors open, a behavioral anomaly can be found. Developers running at full speed, battling to secure a coveted front row seat. Following the ceremony, the latest beta software is unleashed. Its nature at its cruelest. Only the strongest apps will survive. The many languages of the developer are a mystery to modern science. Just look at these letters, symbols, formulas, and mumbled jargon. Only these enlightened shamans can decode their true meaning. The creative bonds formed during the Great Migration will enable these geniuses to unlock our future world. The developer is, no doubt, a species scientist will continue to study for millennia.
Good morning. Good morning. I hear the student developers. Good morning and welcome to WWDC 2018. It is great to be back in San Jose with everyone. We have developers here from all over the world this morning, from 77 countries. That's more than ever before. And I couldn't be happier to announce that we now have over 20 million Apple developers around the world. That's more than ever before. We've got 6,000 folks in the hall this morning. Welcome. And many millions more watching online. Now, the way that developers get to share their amazing work is through the App Store. Your creativity and hard work have made the App Store the best place to get the very best apps. Next month, the App Store turns 10.
10. That's right.
And in these 10 years, the App Store has fundamentally changed the way we all live. It's enabled countless new companies, created tens of millions of jobs, spawned entirely new industries, and it has forever changed our lives. The App Store is the world's largest app marketplace, and we now welcome over 500 million weekly visitors. This is mind-blowing. It's the most incredible app marketplace that the world has ever seen. We're also happy to announce that this week we're going to achieve another huge milestone. The money that developers have earned through the App Store will top $100 billion. This is
$100 billion.
This is beyond remarkable. The App Store is clearly the best place for you to be rewarded for your hard work and creativity. Now, at Apple, we know that developers are a powerful group of creators, that they can achieve and they can develop anything that they can imagine with their code. We want more people to learn the power of code, and it all starts with Swift and Swift Playgrounds. We created Swift to make it so easy to learn to code that it was as easy as our products are to use. Swift is extremely popular. In fact, it's the fastest growing programming language out there. Now, Apple developers are already using it in huge numbers. In fact, over 350,000 apps have been written in Swift on the App Store. Now, we believe that coding is an essential skill and believe it should be offered by every school in the world. Now, learning to code has so many benefits. It develops problem solving and critical thinking skills. That's why we created Everyone Can Code, with free teaching and learning resources so that everyone could learn to code. It's been so successful and is now available to tens of millions of students around the world. Just imagine what this new generation of coders will create. Whatever it is, I'm sure that it's going to change the world. At Apple, changing the world and making it a better place is what it's all about for us. We aim to put the customer at the center of everything that we do. That's why, together with you, the developer community, we're working hard to provide new and better experiences for our customers to help them live a better day. And these experiences, of course, are expressed through our 4 amazing platforms. Today is all about software, and we've got some very exciting updates across all 4 platforms. We're going to get started with iOS. iOS embodies our philosophy of putting the customer at the center of everything that we design. Every year, we deliver a major iOS update that brings awesome new features that will impact the world. To tell you all about what we have planned for this year, I'd like to introduce Craig Federighi. Craig.
All right, guys, we're going to wait to see where's the first hair joke or dad joke from Craig Federighi. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Well, our next big release of iOS is, you guessed it, iOS 12. Now, our customers, of course, are going to receive iOS 12 as a free software update. Now, it's easy to forget now, but iOS pioneered this approach of helping you get more out of the device you already own through free updates. And some of those updates have been really quite profound, like the App Store, giving us a whole new way to discover and download apps. It itself was delivered via software update, as were the folders we use to organize those apps. And can you imagine living without Find My iPhone or iMessage with its end-to-end securely encrypted messaging, or the revolution in iPad productivity with slide over, split view, and drag and drop, or AR, changing the way we interact with the world around us, all delivered via software updates. And of course, we want to get these improvements to as many of our customers as possible. iOS 11 supports devices that were introduced as far back as 2013, like the iPhone 5S. And we just love the way customers race to update to our newest releases. In fact, half of our customers upgraded to iOS 11 in just 7 weeks. It's incredible. Now, as we stand here today, 81% of our over 1 billion active iOS devices are running our latest release. And now, when you look at the competition, well, it's hard to say they really have a software update model. So iOS has the fastest adoption of any operating system, but what's much more important to us is customer satisfaction. And we're thrilled to report that customer sat for iOS 11 is at 95%. Now, delivering all of these features across such a wide range of devices while maintaining high performance is a challenge we take really seriously. And so for iOS 12, we are doubling down on performance. We're working top to bottom, making improvements to make your device faster and more responsive. And because we want these changes to be available to the full range of our customers, iOS 12 will be available on all the same devices as iOS 11. This is the largest base ever supported by an Apple release. And we're focusing our efforts especially on the oldest devices. And while it's still early days, we're really pleased with some of the results we're seeing. And so I'd like to share some with you. And I'm going to use an example of a popular phone from a few years ago. This is the iPhone 6 Plus. Now on that device, iOS 12 delivers a number of improvements across common operations. You'll see that apps launch up to 40% faster. The keyboard can come up to 50% faster, and you can slide to take a photo at up to 70% faster. Now, our deepest focus this year is optimizing the system when it's under load. And that's where you need performance the most and where iOS 12 really shines. Now, we've put iOS 12 through our stress test, and we saw in those conditions share sheet coming up twice as fast and apps launching twice as fast. These are big, big improvements. Now, this took changes. Thank you very much.
Do people really care about a share sheet coming up twice as fast?
In many places in the system. And I want to highlight just one, and it starts with the silicon. You know, our tight collaboration with our chip team has enabled us to optimize iOS across the full range of our A-series silicon. Now, CPUs traditionally respond to increased demand for performance by slowly ramping up their clock speed. Well, now in iOS 12, we're much smarter. When we detect that you need a burst of performance, like when you begin scrolling or launching an app, we ramp up processor performance instantly to its highest states, delivering high performance, and then ramp it down just as fast to preserve battery life. Now, these are just some of the improvements that are coming to not just our older devices, but the full range of devices. And that's a quick update on performance. Now, if this is all we've done in iOS 12, I think it would be a great release. But we've done more, much more. And we have a lot to cover today. And it starts with augmented reality. You know, yeah. Now, AR is transformational technology. By bringing experiences into the real world, it enables all kinds of new experiences, changing the way we have fun and the way we work. And in iOS 12, we've wanted to make an easy way to experience AR across the system. And to do that, we got together with some of the greatest minds in 3D at Pixar. And together, we created a new file format for AR. It's called USDZ. And it's a compact single file format that's optimized for sharing while retaining great 3D graphics and even animations. Now, you can use USDZ across the system, from the Files app to Safari, to even sharing them over messages and mail. And what's great is you can place these 3D objects into the real world. It's something that's like AR Quick Look. It's really awesome. Now, we want all kinds of creatives to be able to create content for AR. And so we're working with the leading companies for 3D tools and 3D libraries to bring their support for USDZ. Now, one company that's been all in on USDZ and ARKit is Adobe. And to tell you about what they're up to, I'd like to invite Abe Parasnis, their CTO, to the stage. Abe.
All right, guys, so I can't run the entire keynote the whole time, but I'm going to do...
It's great to be here this morning.
We're going to still keep it up here.
So at Adobe, we believe augmented reality is an incredibly important technology. And with ARKit, Apple is by far the most powerful platform for AR. So earlier, Craig talked about USDZ format. It's actually a pretty big deal. There is now a way to deliver AR experiences across the entire iOS experience. And so today, we are actually announcing that we are going to bring native USDZ support to Adobe's Creative Cloud. With Creative Cloud, designers and developers will now be able to use familiar apps that they know and love, like Photoshop or Dimension, to create amazing AR content and bring it easily via USDZ. And of course, we're not going to stop there. We are going to bring the power of immersive design to Creative Cloud with a new set of services and applications, including a brand new iOS application that's going to let all of you design amazing AR experiences quickly. So you will be able to bring in images, videos, text, any object from Creative Cloud directly into a native AR environment. In fact, for the first time, with Creative Cloud and iOS, you will have a what you see is what you get editing in AR. It's pretty cool. So come join us this afternoon, State of the Union, where we're going to give you a sneak peek of some of these new immersive design tools for the first time. Thanks. Back to you, Craig.
We didn't see any actual demo per se, so just a lot of talk.
A critical
we'll see.
part of enabling AR is accurate measurement. And fortunately, the precise calibration of sensors in iOS devices and our tight hardware-software integration mean that we do this really well. And we wanted to enable everyone to take advantage of this capability. So we're introducing a new app, and it's called Measure. It makes it really easy to measure objects, detect rectangles and get their dimensions, and measure lines along surfaces. And I'd like to show it to you now. Now,
I'm going to object to this because we've seen people develop these apps before Apple, and this is kind of like basically ripping off developers
old
right now.
Suitcase from my traveling days
started up early
in college. A lot of memories in here. Now, I'm actually in the Measure app. You see, I can easily measure along this suitcase by just tapping and dragging out a line like that. And check that out. It's a measurement. Now, what's really
developers
cool
came out with this
is
stuff
I can
already.
extend these measurements. So I can just tap, drag along another edge just like that, and even take it into full 3D. Dragging down to the bottom, like that. Isn't that cool? Now, I mentioned that we could automatically detect rectangles and show you dimensions of objects. So I have a photo here, actually. It's one my mom always wanted me to travel with of me as a baby. And so, you see, what I can do with Measure is it automatically detects the dimensions of that photo. I can just tap, and get, oh yeah, cute little baby, wasn't I? And you can get measurements just like that. It's really fantastic.
I mean, I think this is cool. It's built into the Apple interface,
now to USDZ,
so that makes it nice, but
and its support
we'll see what else they keep on
the
showing
system.
us.
You know, you can experience USDZ in so many places, and one of those places is news. Now, here's an article, and we're all accustomed to seeing images in news articles, but check this out. Here you see a USDZ asset, and I can just tap on this little 3D control and jump right in and experience it. You can see the amazing animations that are possible. And of course, it's fully interactive. So I can zoom in and pan. Isn't that amazing?
I need to see more, guys, right now. I want to see more.
USDZ is also great in the web. So here I am at the Fender website, and they actually let you configure your guitar with the kind of finish and pickguard that you want. So I can select a configuration option here, and then I can see the guitar I've configured. So I'm just going to tap in. Of course, I can see the guitar here, but wouldn't it be cool if I could see it in the real world, in its real size? Well, there it is. Check that out.
I think people are wondering, like, how am I really going to use this on a day-to-day basis? I mean, it's cool, but we got to give these to developers and see what they can unlock.
At USDZ and Measure in iOS 12. Next, thank you. Next, I'd like to talk about the key technology behind these augmented reality experiences, and that's ARKit. ARKit opens up the world of AR to hundreds of millions of users, making it the world's largest AR platform by far. And we're on a relentless pace of advancement with AR, and that continues today with ARKit 2. ARKit 2 delivers advances with improved face tracking, more realistic rendering, and support for 3D object detection and persistence, which enables launching into AR experiences associated with a particular object or a physical space, like starting a game built around a physical toy, or having a physical classroom serve as the foundation for a lesson that was authored in AR. But probably best is the support for shared experiences. Now, this delivers true multi-user augmented reality. You and the people around you will be able to see your own perspective on a common virtual environment. And to help all you developers get started, we created this sample app written in Swift that you'll all be getting today. Now, check out how both players and even a third observer can all experience the same environment in real time. It's really fun.
That's cool. I mean, that's fun. That's going to unlock a lot of stuff. That's really cool.
Now, We've also brought in a select few developers into our labs over the last couple weeks to work with ARKit, and they love it. Now, one of them is Lego, and what they've done is so fun, you just need to see it. So I'm pleased to invite Martin Sanders, Director of Innovation of Lego, to the stage to give you a live
I'm paying
demonstration.
attention to this.
Martin.
Lego. This is gonna be cool.
Creating and playing with physical Lego sets brings great joy to millions of children and Lego fans all over the world. And now, with ARKit 2, we get to expand those creative possibilities like never before and take things beyond the physical. What we try to do is combine physical and digital together to really open up those creative play possibilities. Because our Lego sets are really the start point for all of those children's imaginations. And when we get a chance to really embed ARKit 2, it takes it to the next level. Let me show you what I mean.
I'm locked in. All right, let's see what we got here, guys.
Here we have Assembly Square. It's one of our Lego creator sets. And already it has so many great details, it's awesome to play with. But wouldn't it be great if we could take things even further? Well now, with 3D object detection, we get to recognize our models and bring them to life.
No.
And just look at all of those rich details we can now bring into our sets. Because when we combine physical and digital together like this, it really opens up those creative play possibilities. And there's so much to do here. If you see these icons above people and objects, well, they represent missions and stories that we can explore. And with a world as rich and as immersive as this, who wouldn't want to play? So let's add a character.
Oh, give me Batman.
This little guy here.
Come on, that's weak. That's weak.
Welcome back. Let's go on an adventure.
Awesome, let's go on an adventure. But going on an adventure with friends is often way more fun. So Anders, why don't you jump on in here?
I'm always up for an adventure.
Perfect. Because now, with ARKit 2's multi-user support, we get to play with up to 4 friends in the same space. Let's go ahead and add a few things from our collection, Anders.
Okay, I will add a bank over here.
Very nice, I like it. How about taking this for a spin?
Ah, that's cool.
Because just look at all those rich details you can see on the outside of the building and even on the inside. Yeah, I think I'm going to add this guy. He's definitely going to keep the bank safe. Oh look, my character's hungry. Let's take him over to the bakery. Well, let's see what they have. Because now with ARKit 2, we get to see inside our physical creations and check out all the details that were hidden before. Got a ballerina, a little music session going on.
This is why I want this.
And
I want this in there.
Bathroom or something. Oops, sorry. Moving on. Oh, another play trigger in the bakery. Let's see what happens when I click on this. Oh, that doesn't look too good. Anders, we've got a situation. I'm going to need your help over here.
Okay. I've got a fire truck.
Perfect.
My nephew's going to be playing this non-stop. Non-stop.
Oh dear. Somebody's got themselves trapped on the roof. So I'm going to use this helicopter to go and pick up these clowns. How you getting on down there, Anders?
I'm almost done.
Great, those guys are safe. And the flames look like they're almost out. Perfect, we did it.
2 grown men doing the demo.
Ow.
Put some kids on this demo, come on. Come on.
Good job, Anders. And we even unlocked a new item for our collection. But the fun doesn't need to end there, because with ARKit 2, we get to save our entire world back into our physical set and pick up where we left off. Right, that's awesome. So much fun.
Show some kids playing with that thing.
Truly amazing is that with just a single Lego creation and ARKit 2, it really opens up those creative play possibilities.
Baby.
So look out for more Lego AR experiences in the App Store later this year. Thank you very much, everybody.
Awesome. Isn't that great?
That was great.
So that's our update
That's a good
on
Apple.
AR and iOS 12. Next, I'd like to turn to photos.
Ooh.
You know, over 1 trillion photos are captured on iPhone each year. And photos is the best way to relive and share those moments. This year, we're making photos even better, and it starts with search. Search has powerful object and scene recognition. It lets you search for photos based on things like searching for cars, or dogs, or flowers, and it's a great way to explore your library. But in iOS 12, search now starts working for you even before you start typing with search suggestions. It'll highlight things for you like key moments and people that are important to you, places where you've taken some great photos, and even categories of photos like hiking and water sports. And search is much more powerful than ever. You can search for places by business name. So you could search for SF MoMA or even a broad category like museum. And Photos indexes over 4 million events by time and place, things like sporting events and concerts, and so you can search for them and find photos you took at those events. And search is super powerful. You can now search for multiple search terms, like surfing and vacation, and even get suggestions for additional search terms to help you find exactly what you're looking for.
It's called Google Photos, guys.
And now in iOS
Google
12,
Photos,
we have an
look it up.
all-new tab. It's called For You. And with For You, you have all of your memories, those great memory movies, but more, like featured photos, highlighting a photo that you took on this day in past years. And effect suggestions, for instance, suggesting looping a live photo or applying a new portrait effect to one of your portrait photos. And we even highlight your shared album activity. Now, when it comes to sharing, there are many ways you can share photos, but our focus is on sharing great photos with the people you care about most. And that's why this year in For You, we've added sharing suggestions. So imagine you've gone out for a great dinner with some friends and you took some photos. Well, afterwards in For You, you'll see a suggestion like this to share those photos. If you tap in, you'll see that Photos is even recommending a set of photos that, from that set that you might want to share, and suggest who you might want to share them with, based in part by the people that appeared in the photos. When you share them, they're shared at full resolution out of your iCloud photo library.
This is all Google Photo stuff.
And when your friend receives them, something really magical happens. Their phone searches their libraries for other photos they took at that event and suggests that they share them back to you, so you both can end up with the full set. Now, this is built around iMessage, so of course it's private using end-to-end encryption, and all of those smarts are done with on-device machine learning. So that's your quick update on Photos in iOS 12. And next, let's turn to Siri. Now, Siri is by far the world's most used digital assistant.
This is what they got to do. This is what they got to do. Let's see what happens.
Requests processed per month. And because Siri works across all your devices, it's always there to help you through your day getting things done. Now, we all know that Siri works with many third-party apps for things like messaging, ride-sharing, and payments. But we wanted to make Siri able to do much more for you. And we're doing that by taking advantage of the power of apps with a new feature we call Shortcuts. Now, with Shortcuts, any app can expose quick actions to Siri. Let's look at some examples. Now, say you have the Tile app because you're always losing your keys.
See if they open up the API
the
for
Tile
everyone,
app can
not just
expose
limited partners.
the option to add a shortcut to Siri. You can assign your own phrase, such as, I lost my keys, would be a good choice. And when you then say it, Siri will automatically activate Tile and show you right in the Siri UI, start ringing your Tile just like that.
That's cool.
It's really great.
This is the evolution I'm talking about, just at least little by little. Still needs to be smarter, but
There's so many uses for this kind of thing. You could say game time to get your team's schedule from TeamSnap, or help me relax to kick off a meditation, or order my groceries to order your usual. You know, with millions of apps, Shortcut enables incredible possibilities for how you use Siri. Now, as you know, Siri is more than just a voice. Siri's working all the time in the background to make proactive suggestions for you, even before you ask. And now, with Shortcuts, Siri can do so much more. So for instance, let's say you order a coffee every morning at Phil's before you go to work. Well, now Siri can suggest right on your lock screen that you do that. You tap on it, and you can place the order right from there. Or if when you get to the gym, you use Aptiv to track workouts, well, that suggestion will appear right on your lock screen. And this even works when you pull down into search. You'll get great suggestions, like say you're running late for a meeting, well, Siri will suggest you text the meeting organizer. Or when you go to the movie, suggest that you turn on Do Not Disturb. That's just being considerate. And remind you to call Grandma on her birthday. Just
call Grandma,
and it'll dial the call for you.
Zelda,
now,
baby.
We think we're all going to really enjoy using shortcuts. And so we went a step further. We wanted to let you create your own shortcuts as users of multiple steps across multiple applications. And we're doing it with a new Shortcuts app. So with the Shortcuts app, you could do something like create a shortcut for surf time. And it could go get you the surf report, look up the current weather, get you the ETA to the beach, and even create a reminder for you to put on sunscreen when you get there. Now, it's all done with simple drag and drop steps in the Shortcuts editor right here. It's really easy. Now, to show you how shortcuts can streamline your day, I'd like to invite one of our leaders from our Siri Shortcuts project, Kim Beverett, to the stage to give you a live demo.
This is interesting
Kim.
because a lot of times we have to learn how to use AIs. At least Apple's trying to say, hey, we're going to let you create your own phrases and do it yourself so you don't have to learn to us. Still needs to get smarter, but let's see what happens here.
To show you Siri Shortcuts. To do that, I'm going to walk you through my day. So imagine it's the morning, I'm headed to work, and I pick up my phone, and I see this suggestion from Phil's Coffee. Siri has learned that I do this most mornings, so now I can just tap on the suggestion, and I see all the details I need to confirm my perfect mint mojito right here on the lock screen without even going into the app. So let's get caffeinated, and I'm done. Fast forward a little bit, and I'm sitting at my desk at my office, and I need to know when my next meeting is. I'll go to the Up Next widget, and it looks like I am running a little late for a rather important meeting, so I should probably let someone know. And it looks like Shortcuts is a few steps ahead of me. I could call into the meeting, or I could let the organizer know that I'm running late. I should probably tell Ari what's up. That looks like just what I want to say. Sorry, Ari. Let's send it. Perfect. I also want to show you how you can add a shortcut to Siri. So let's take a look at Kayak. I keep all of my travel details in Kayak. Most important is my post-WWDC relaxation trip to Los Angeles. You can see I've got my flight, my hotel, all the details, everything I need. But what I really want is to be able to use this and get to this information with my voice while I'm on the go. So let's head back. And I can just tap Add to Siri, record my custom phrase, travel plans. And I'm done. So now, when I land at the airport and I'm about to get in the cab and I could really use that hotel address, I can just say, travel plans.
Kayak says, your hotel is at 929 South Broadway. You can check in after 3 p.m.
Isn't that cool? It's pretty cool.
Hey, where's dark mode? Where's dark mode, guys? That's what I'm looking for.
So I would love to be on that vacation, but I should, I don't know, probably finish this demo. So let's head back to work, and I can show you how the Shortcuts app can help me with my commute home. We start in the gallery, where there's hundreds of pre-made shortcuts that you can download, or we can hop over to the library, and I've got a bunch of shortcuts here, but I want to show you my heading home shortcut.
So how many of you are going to be responsible for doing this for your parents? That's really what I want to know. It grabs my location and my travel time, and it sends my ETA to my roommate. It sets my HomeKit thermostat to 70 degrees, and it turns on my fan. And last, it gets directions home with Apple Maps with the best route to avoid traffic. Now, this is already pretty cool, but I happen to be an NPR News junkie, so I should probably just add that to my shortcut to save me some trouble on the ride home. Let's tap Search. And there's a bunch I can add here, but I can just tap Siri Suggestions. And there it is, Play KQED Radio. We'll drag this in, drop it, and we're set. I've already added this shortcut to Siri with the custom phrase heading home. So now, whenever I leave work, I can just say, heading home.
You will get there in 1 hour. I sent a message to Cheryl. Your thermostat is set to 70 degrees, and I turned on the fan, playing KQED radio.
Right?
Look, that's cool, but you have to set all that up.
iOS 12, thank you so much.
Get ready for a lot of tech support, guys. Get ready. Family tech support all day, all day. But they're not making it. You have to program this yourself. It reminds me of workflow. If you remember that little robot guy a long time ago.
Works on iPhone,
see what else is going on here.
And iPad, and of course, you can run your shortcuts from your HomePod and your Apple Watch. That's your quick update on Siri. Next, let's talk about apps. And to tell you about the latest, I'm going to hand it off to Susan. Susan.
Hello. Thanks, Craig, and it is so great to be here. I'm excited to tell you about some great updates in some of our most popular apps, starting with one of my favorites, News. So, News is a personalized feed where you can see all the stories you want to read pulled together from trusted sources. And our top stories are handpicked by the Apple News editorial team to make a great collection of curated content. With our new Browse tab, you can discover new channels and topics, and we've made it even easier to jump to your favorites, because that's why they're your favorites, right? News shines on the iPad. We've added a new sidebar, and it's a great way to navigate. It makes it easy, and I think fun, to dig into the areas you're most interested in.
Dig in.
So that's News. Now, we've completely rebuilt the Stocks app, and it's got a beautiful new design. Of course, you can still see the stock prices and the changes at a glance, but we've added spark lines, those little charts, that show the stock performance throughout the day. And that's cool, but are you ready? We are so excited to announce we're bringing Apple News to Stocks.
If you guys are wondering why people are clapping, those are Apple employees in there. No one's going to clap for that.
And the top
no one's going to
stories
clap
in
for that.
Stocks
No human would do that.
features business news, right? Curated by the Apple News editors. It's pretty terrific. You can tap on any stock to get a more detailed view, so you can see an interactive chart that now includes after-hours pricing. And you see relevant headlines from Apple News curated by our Apple News editors. So it looks great. And if you tap on one of those headlines, you'll see the full article without leaving the app. And of course, it's formatted to look gorgeous on the iPhone. Now, with iOS 12, we're bringing Stocks to iPad. It's pretty great, and we take advantage of the larger display so you can keep your eye on your stocks on the left while you browse through your financial news. It's a pretty great experience. Next up, voice memos. We've also completely rebuilt voice memos to make it even easier to use. And we're bringing voice memos to the iPad for the first time. Importantly, we've also added iCloud support, so your recordings stay in sync across all your devices. We think iPad users are just going to love this. And we think that iBooks is the best way to discover and experience ebooks, as well as audiobooks. And with iOS 12, we're introducing an all-new design. And we think the update is so great, we're calling it Apple Books, a new name.
Oh my God.
Very dramatic.
Don't clap for that.
Drop
Don't
the
clap for that. Come on. Inventive.
Apple Books has some great new features. For example, Reading Now, with a preview that makes it really easy for you to pick up reading right where you left off. And there's so much more, including a stunning new store that makes browsing through your ebooks and audiobooks better than ever. We love these updates, and we think you will too. But we also have a smart and safe way to use your apps in the car. I think you know I'm talking about CarPlay. CarPlay already supports third-party audio and voice messaging, voice calling and messaging apps. You probably know that. But what you might not know is with iOS 12, CarPlay will also support third-party navigation apps.
Oh my gosh. That's a good Apple. It's about time.
So
oh
now
my gosh.
you have even more choices when you use CarPlay. That is a really quick look at some of our app dates. And Craig, back to you.
Did anyone hear that? She just said,
thank you, Susan.
App dates. She said that out loud. App dates.
Well, now I'd like to take a moment to talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds lately. You know, iPhone and iPad are some of the most powerful tools ever created for learning, exploring, and keeping in touch. But some apps demand more of our attention than we might even realize. They beg us to use our phone when we really should be occupying ourselves with something else. They send us flurries of notifications, trying to draw us in for fear of missing out. And some of us, it's become such a habit that, you know, we might not even recognize just how distracted we become. Well, we've thought deeply about this. And today, we're announcing a comprehensive set of built-in features to help you limit distraction, focus, and understand how you're spending your time, and balance the many things that are important to you. Now, it starts with Do Not Disturb. There are times of the day, or times when you just don't want to be disturbed, and one of those, of course, is at night. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night, and you look at your phone, maybe just to check the time, and you're confronted with something like this. Barrage of notifications that spin you up and keep you from falling back asleep. And so we're introducing Do Not Disturb during bedtime, where all you'll see is this, nothing to get you spun up. And in the morning, yeah.
I think this is funny that we need to have tools for this. I just turn my phone to silent and flip it over. It's not that hard, guys.
In the morning,
it's not
when
that
you
hard.
wake up, you're gently eased into your day. You can tap when you want to start confronting those notifications.
It's a feature, guys. It's a feature. Oh my gosh.
Now, we've all found ourselves in situations like this. Now, rest assured, he stuck the landing on this one. But now, Do Not Disturb can help. And we made it easier than ever to use Do Not Disturb, because now we have a great new mode where when you press into Do Not Disturb in Control Center, you can set an ending time for Do Not Disturb, for when you leave a particular location or when an event ends on your calendar. So I think we're all going to be using Do Not Disturb a bunch more. Now, next I want to talk about notifications. Now, notifications help keep us informed and connected to important things that happen throughout the day. And we'd like to give you more control over how many notifications you receive. And so we're enabling what we call instant tuning for notifications right from the lock screen. You can press in to a notification, and from there you can decide to send future notifications from that app directly to Notification Center, bypassing your lock screen, or turn them off altogether. And Siri will even help by suggesting that you turn off notifications for apps that you're no longer using. Now, we also wanted to give you help managing large numbers of notifications. So
Bring them and bunch them together.
That we're bringing to iOS
bunch them together.
Support for grouped notifications.
It's the fact that we have to cheer for this is so bad. I mean, Android has had this for a long time. Like, come on, they did before. Like, bring it back.
Notifications are grouped
oh
not
my
just
God.
by
That's
app,
still good. Good Apple.
but also by topic and thread. It gives you a great overview of the notifications you've received. You can tap in and look at a particular group. But of course, just as important, with a single swipe, you can triage a whole group of notifications away. So that's notifications. Now, in addition to these great features for helping you limit distractions, we wanted to go further. And it's with a feature we call Screen Time. Screen Time empowers you with both insight and control over how you spend your time. And it starts with reports. Every week, you get a weekly activity summary that details how you used your iPhone or iPad. You tap in, and you get to view your full activity report. It's really detailed. You get deep insight on how much time you're spending, where you're spending it, and even how your use breaks down during the day or the night. You get a summary of the time you're spending in apps, how much time you're spending, how often per hour you're picking up your phone and what's drawing you in, and what apps are sending you the most notifications. Now, equipped with this insight, you can make decisions about how much time you want to spend with your device each day. But we know there are people who would like a little extra help in managing their use of apps. And for them, we've created app limits. So if in your activity report, you see an app where you might want to be spending a little bit less time, well, you can set your own limit. And then during the day, when you're using the app, you'll receive a helpful notification letting you know time is almost up.
This is for families. I have nieces and nephews. This is a huge thing. Like, you know, for some of us know, but this is a big deal for families and kids that are addicted to this stuff.
You'll see this. It's time to move on. Now, we'll let you grant yourself an extension if you want, but we'll give you a reminder later to move along. Now, this is also in sync across your iPhone and iPad, so your limits apply to your total usage. And we think this is going to be helpful for many people, but especially for some kids. And we know this is something that can help families achieve the right balance for them. And of course, it starts with providing your kids with great information so they get an activity report of their own. But as a parent, you get one as well on your device. And based on what you see, you have the option of creating allowances. And
this is how the world is changing. Now, honestly, this is good. I want this stuff. Like, this is good. All the grown-ups know.
You have many options. One of them is downtime, time when you want your kids to unplug altogether, for instance, at bedtime. And you can also limit your kids' time in apps by category or by individual app. Now, there's some apps you may want to always allow them to use. For instance, you may want them to be able to get at the phone at all times so they can contact you. Or you may want to give them access to educational apps. And you can also limit access to only movies, apps, and websites that you deem age appropriate. Now, this works, of course, across their iPhone and iPad, and it uses family sharing, so it's super easy to set up. And you can manage it all remotely from your parental device. And so that are some great screen time and some great features to help you better manage your time. Now, next, I'd like to talk about one of the most important uses of our devices, and that's communication. And we'll start with messages. Messages has given us fun ways to express ourselves with emoji and now Animoji. And one of the things that make Animoji so fun is how expressive they are. You know, from smiles to frowns to nods of the head and blinking of the eye. Animoji do such an amazing job tracking our expressions. And this year, we're taking Animoji to a whole new level.
A whole new level.
Breakthrough, new technology we call tongue detection.
No. Dude. Oh, so did someone say tongue
That's
detection?
Right. Now, you can make your favorite Animoji do this. We're all going to be sticking out our tongues to our phones in the near future.
Tongue detection.
Now, we're also introducing some great new Animoji
right,
that I think you're all going to love.
Right, baby? You
like
don't need a phone
Ghost, Koala, Tiger, and T-Rex.
Which one do you like the most?
But
Koala.
we wanted to take Animoji even further by making them even more personal.
I'm serious.
So I'm thrilled today to announce the arrival of the era of Memoji.
Oh, they took Samsung's ARmojis.
That's right. With Memoji, you can create your very own personalized Animoji.
This is a step back in mankind right now. This is a step back.
Now, these Animoji can look like you or the real you. And we've worked hard to build a deep set of customization options to let our customers create an incredibly diverse set of Memoji. It's really incredible what you can create.
Stop.
And we've designed a beautiful new experience to create these Memoji that makes the process fun and easy. Now, to tell you more about it, I'd like to invite one of the managers of our messages and Animoji features, Kelsey Peterson, to give you a live demo. Kelsey.
I even told you they were going to spend the most time on Animojis, or now it's Memojis. It's like, I get it, but come on. How many of you actually use this every day?
To tell you what's new with messages.
Tongue detection.
Let's get started with Animoji. First, you need to meet the newest members of the team. We've got a new cat in town, our tiger. She's so cute.
This is not cute.
And now, my personal favorite, the koala.
I do like the koala. I'm just saying, it's cute.
Just getting excited, scrolling through here. They can't all be cute and cuddly, though, so here's our T-Rex. And we have our very own friendly little ghost.
We saw these already. Come on. It's not
So much
funny.
fun.
No, it's not.
And if I swipe right, here's where I can create my very own Memoji. Let me show you just how easy it is. I recently chopped my hair, so I want one that matches the new me. So I've selected a skin color, and now I'm trying to figure out just the right amount of freckles. So real Goldilocks scenario.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Let's
these are
find
just
some
right.
Freckles.
Okay, on to the main event. There are so many hairstyles to choose from. First, I'm gonna grab my color, and then like I said, I need to go a little bit shorter. All right. Nope, this is the one. Now that I'm all set, I can of course select my eye color. And what's really amazing is as I'm making changes, the character up above is coming to life. There are tons of options for me to customize. I could add earrings, but what I really want is a great pair of sunnies. So I'm gonna come over to eyewear and pick out some frames. Maybe not for today. I think I need 2 lenses.
I'm gonna have to time out. Did
Now
they
that I
spend
have
more
frames,
time on digital
I'm gonna
health
tint my
or
lenses to make a
emojis?
great pair of sunglasses.
Why are we clapping? Why are we clapping? This is not clap-worthy, guys. Even if you
Perfect.
work for Apple.
Okay, I think I'm all set. I'll tap done, which saves my brandly created Memoji right here into the drawer alongside the rest of my team. And that's how simple it is to create your very own Memoji. Now I have a brand new feature to introduce you to. This wasn't even in Craig's slides. We are bringing fun effects into the messages camera. Let's take a look. I have a message here from my partner. It looks like he's informing me that he's bought our dog, Ferdinand, yet another tiny dog hat. This isn't even the first. I think this is the perfect opportunity for a response with this new, fun camera. So I'll tap to pull up the camera, and then I can see this little star over here on the left. Tapping on that gives me a strip with all sorts of new effects. So I could add things like shapes or text. But let's check out these filters. Ooh, so this is comic book. It's really fun, but for a response about
Say it
a
like
tiny
you mean
dog
it, girl.
hat,
Say it like
I
you
think I'm
mean
gonna
it.
go in a different
It's really
artistic
fun.
direction. So what I really need to do is add a sticker from one of my favorite sticker packs. Ferdy looked really excited about that new dog hat, so I'm gonna put him right here. And now we have an all-new way for you to use Animoji. I can apply my favorite Animoji right here, live.
Don't clap. Don't. Why are we clapping for this? The past 2 WWDCs have been the most
Here's
time
the
has been spent on
Memoji I
emojis.
just created, but I actually have just the one. It's of me in a very similar red hat, which is kind of perfect for twinning with my pup. So I'm gonna set up my shot, snap, and send. And that's a demo of the fun new effects and messages. Back to you, Craig.
No. You know what you know what we call that? That's a bad apple. That's a bad apple.
So that's Memoji and some fun new effects in the camera and messages. Next, let's talk about FaceTime.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
okay with this. Yeah, I like this.
FaceTime is the way that so many of us connect with the people in our lives and share some of our most important moments. And it's helped us deepen our connection with people important to us wherever they are. And of course, it's a fun place just to hang out. Now, this year, FaceTime is going to take a big leap forward because today we're introducing Group FaceTime. Now,
yes.
You'll be able to FaceTime with 2 people, 3 people.
Oh!
Actually, up to 32 simultaneous participants. Now,
Good apple, good apple, good
setting
apple.
up a
32
group
times.
call
32
couldn't
times.
be easier.
That's crazy.
Just instead of typing one person's name, you can do many. You can ring them by tapping audio or video. But we also introduced a great new way because FaceTime is now integrated into messages. So you can quickly go from a group chat you have going directly in to a group FaceTime. And members of the group can join in and drop out at any time. It's really great. Would you like to see it? Well, let's do a demo.
Finally, a demo worth watching.
I think for our
finally.
first live demo of group FaceTime, I'm going to contact the folks back in Cupertino. Now I can just dive into this conversation I have going with the members of the FaceTime team. And it looks like actually they're already on a group FaceTime call, so I'm just going to join right in.
What?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Craig.
Now check it out. So it's this beautiful FaceTime UI. We have these big, gorgeous tiles right up front where you see some of the leaders of the FaceTime team. And down at the bottom, there's an area we call the roster that contains everybody else. And of course, I'm right there in the lower right-hand corner.
Hey, Craig. Wait, am I on the big screen?
Yes, Lauren, this is not a test. You're in front of 6,000 of your biggest new fans. Shout out for Lauren.
Great acting, great acting.
Now, what you probably noticed is when Lauren spoke, her tile automatically got larger to reflect her prominence in the conversation. This is totally automatic. Hey, Roberto, how's it going back there in Cupertino?
I'd say it's going pretty well. And Lauren, sorry for stealing your spotlight.
So
this
works,
Roberto.
of course, for people in the roster as well. When they speak, they come forward. Hey, Christopher, you ready to make your big entrance?
Finally, my moment has come. Hello, world.
Now,
this is
well
sick.
done. Now, you can
I like
control
it a
this
lot.
too. So if I want to bring Woody front and center, I just double tap.
Ooh.
There he is. Now, Woody, your baby is performing admirably here.
Thanks, Craig. It's exciting to finally be able to share group FaceTime with everyone.
It sure is. Now, we have not only all of this, but we've also brought the fun effects to the FaceTime camera. I can just tap in and I have access to an emoji, filters, and all of my sticker packs. And everyone else on the call can apply them too. Wow, now this is the future.
Hey, Craig, check this out. I'm a comic book koala, something I've always wanted to be.
I'm glad you've finally been able to express that side of yourself, Roberto. Hey, Tim, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. I signed up to help test FaceTime.
All right. Well, thank you, Tim. Every little bit counts.
Happy to help, and thanks to everyone on the FaceTime team for making it a reality. I can't wait to start using it every Sunday night to call the leadership team.
Looking forward to that, Tim. Of course, what I'm really looking forward to is getting group FaceTime to everyone on iOS 12. Thanks, guys, for a fantastic call. We'll see you back in Cupertino.
Bye, Greg.
So that's group FaceTime. It works on iPhone, iPad, and Mac, and you can even answer an audio on your wrist on your Apple Watch. So that's FaceTime and messages, and this is iOS 12. Improved performance, new AR experiences, Siri suggestions, screen time, Memoji and fun effects in the messages camera, and group FaceTime. I hope you like it. I'm going to hand it back to Tim. Thank you.
All right, chat. I know you're going crazy. I love reading the chat. It's the best part. What do you think? Good apple, bad apple?
Looks fantastic,
iOS 12.
and we can't
put it in the
wait
comments.
for everyone to get their hands on it. Next up, we'd like to talk about the Apple Watch. Yeah. When we began development of the watch many years ago, we had a vision for just how impactful and essential it could become in our lives. So we worked very hard to create something that you would love and want to wear all the time. And customers do love it. In fact, Apple Watch is #1 in customer satisfaction. And not just this year, but every single year since we launched in 2015. And growth has been off the charts. Apple Watch grew 60% last year. We're constantly hearing from customers about the many ways that the Apple Watch has changed their lives. And I'd like to share just one of them with you this morning. Mary Dobson was boating with her husband, John, when due to a medical condition, all of John's muscles went completely limp, and he fell into the ice-cold water. With her arms wrapped around John to keep him from drowning, Mary could not reach her phone to call for help. But with her Apple Watch, she was able to call Siri, or to use Siri to call 911. Rescuers soon arrived and saved John's life. As Mary told us, if it wasn't for my Apple Watch, he really would not be here today. This is just one of the many stories that we've heard about how Apple Watch is impacting people's lives. They range from getting people to be more active, to helping users live a healthier life, or even to alerting users to an elevated heart rate. Apple Watch brings such amazing capabilities right to the wrist. And of course, at the heart of this is watchOS. We're excited to introduce watchOS 5 today, which brings even more ways for you to stay active and connected. And I'd like to hand it off to Kevin Lynch to tell you all about it. Kevin?
This is one of the things I was most excited for at the event, so let's see what they deliver. They could do a lot here.
You know, stories like that about
Open
how
up the
Apple
APIs
Watch
for
is supporting
developers,
people
please,
around the world in even extreme situations like Mary and John's, but also in their daily lives is really super motivating to us as a team. And there are things you do every day that shape your life. And Apple Watch has 2 key areas it's working to help you support those activities every day. First, staying active to increase your well-being and health. And second, being connected to the people and the information that you care most about. We're moving watchOS forward in both of these areas. Let's start with health and fitness. Now, much of the power in the health and fitness features that we put in Watch are really empowered by the investment we do to make sure the data you see is accurate. The data from our custom-built heart rate sensor, accelerometer, gyro, GPS are all thoroughly validated. In fact, from our fitness lab, we've studied over 6 terabytes of data, where 12,000 study participants logged over 90,000 hours of sessions. They actually burned 2.3 million calories doing this. We believe this is the largest biometric data collection of its kind. And we take this information and we work to integrate this seamlessly with the user experience. So when you raise your wrist and you look at your activity rings, the information is not only accurate, but it's also meaningful to you. And we really love hearing about your focus on closing these rings. And we really enable this through a number of ways in Apple Watch. First, of course, we do daily coaching, so you can see what your goals are for the day. We also support celebrations when you achieve your goals. And we have special edition challenges, like the most recent Earth Day challenge that we did. And on a monthly basis, we do monthly goals that are personalized to you. And of course, the Activity app also supports activity sharing, which has become one of the most popular features of the Activity app. Many of you love the excitement of good old-fashioned competition, though. So in watchOS 5, you can challenge any of your activity-sharing friends to a 7-day competition whenever you would like. And if they accept, you each try to win the week by closing your rings and earning points. You earn 1 point for each % of a ring that you close. And while you're in the middle of a competition, your progress notifications are updated to not only show you the progress your friend's making, but also where you stand in the competition. And when you win, you receive a new award. We're really excited about this addition, and if you're competitive, it gives you a whole new way to enjoy the Activity app. Now, when you're doing...
Keep going, keep going.
Now, when you do want to go do a workout, there's a lot of workout types you can choose from. And they all have custom algorithms to measure things like calorie burn, pace, distance, elevation gain, and when you're swimming, it even counts laps and detects what swim strokes you're using. And with GymKit, your metrics are in sync with your favorite gym equipment. We're really excited to bring more enhancements to workouts in watchOS 5. starting with a new workout type for yoga. Now, this works primarily from your heart rate.
Stop clapping.
And we calibrate this to your fitness level through the rest of your day. So now you can more accurately track those yoga sessions, including those intense vinyasa sessions. Now, we've also added a new workout type for hiking. This takes into account pace and heart rate and elevation gain, so you can more accurately get exercise credit while you're hiking in steep terrain or really long stages. And Apple Watch has become a really great running companion, especially now that we've added GPS and cellular and music streaming. And we're making this an even better experience now for training runs and races. In addition to current and average pace, you now have the option to keep track of your rolling mile pace, which is how fast you ran the immediately preceding mile. You can also now set a custom pace alert, so your Apple Watch will tap you when you're above or below the pace that you've set. And finally, runners will now get cadence, so you can see your current steps per minute. We're really excited for runners to try these out. Now, there's sometimes when you forget to start a workout on Watch, but you've started working out. And to solve this now, we're adding automatic workout detection. So your Apple Watch will now offer to start tracking a workout if it senses that you're beginning one. And even if you press start sometime after you began working out, you'll get retroactive credit for the workouts that you did. And these start alerts will support all these great workouts on Apple Watch. Now, when you reduce the intensity of your movement or your heart rate decreases, but you forget to end your workout, of course, Watch will also detect that and suggest that you stop. So all these new features, activity competitions, the new yoga and hiking workout, new features for runners and automatic workout detection are all enabling you to more accurately track your workouts and stay motivated while you do. Now let's talk about being connected. Apple Watch enables you to remain in the moment while also easily connected to the people and information that you care about. And the introduction of cellular made this even better. You can stay connected even when you're going out for an evening, running some errands, or even going for a swim. Or stay in touch when your phone might not be easily available to you. And staying connected with people you love is something that our customers love about Apple Watch. You can easily make or receive a phone call, and you can hear the emotion and tone on the other end of the voice as you talk in real time. Or you can use messages to have impromptu, short conversations with loved ones in a message thread. In watchOS 5, you'll have an entirely new way to communicate on your watch. That's real-time voice, but with the spontaneity of short messaging.
Did you steal my chips?
Maybe.
I cannot wait till you go to college.
Introducing Walkie-Talkie.
The best part about that is he was giggling in the background each time. He's like,
This is a new app on Apple Watch.
That wasn't me.
It's a fun, easy way to talk with friends and family. Let's take a look at how it works. First, you choose who you'd like to enable walkie-talkie with, and it suggests some people that you often communicate with, so you can easily add them. Now, the first time that you do this, your friend will receive a one-time request to allow a walkie-talkie connection with you. If they accept, then you can speak to each other with walkie-talkie whenever you like. And to do this, you just press to talk, and then your friend can hear your voice just like a walkie-talkie. And they're going to feel a haptic and hear a beep-beep sound right before your voice comes out. And this new watch-to-watch connection works over cellular or Wi-Fi. It has really high audio quality, and it's a lot of fun. We can't wait for you to try this out. That's walkie-talkie.
I think it'd be cool, but if you're trying to walkie-talkie like with kids, that's like a $200 thing on each kid's wrist and a phone.
Which presents the right information to you at the right time. And Siri does this using machine learning, so it's going to get better at predicting your actions over time by combining inputs like the time of day, your location, your daily routines, or which apps you use when. We're making some great enhancements to the Siri watch face now. First, we're adding new content. So now you can get live sports scores, you can get commute time home or to work, or you can see your heart rate, for example, after a workout, or your resting heart rate. And we're also adding Siri Shortcuts. Those shortcuts you saw coming to iOS 12 are also going to be available in watchOS. So in addition to getting relevant information, you'll also receive predicted shortcuts right on the Siri watch face. So at a wrist raise, you'll be able to directly do things like turn on your leaving home scene, or start an outdoor walk, or play your favorite morning playlist. And these shortcuts appear based on whether you typically do those actions at those times. So super easy now to just tap and do those actions. Also, for the first time, you can now use third-party apps on the Siri watch face. So now you can see both relevant content and shortcuts from your favorite apps. So if you always go running with Nike Plus Run Club at a certain time, or you're logging your meals with Lose It, or you use Citymapper to find your commute home, you just raise your wrist and tap. It's that easy. So new content, support for shortcuts, and third-party apps making for an even more powerful Siri watch face. Now, currently, to talk to Siri, you raise your wrist and you say, "Hey, Siri." And when you think about this, it's quite a strong signal when you raise your wrist and talk to your watch. It's kind of like when someone's standing right in front of you. You don't need to say, "Hey," because you have their attention already. So we're bringing this same social cue to Siri on the watch. So you no longer need to say, "Hey, Siri." You just raise your wrist and talk to Siri.
Ooh. Hey, show me tongue detection.
Now we're also bringing a number of improvements to notifications, which are now more actionable and interactive. So for example, with this notification from Qantas, you can check in and share your flight details right from the notification. After you finish a ride with DiDi, you can scroll down, you can rate your ride and pay with Apple Pay right there in the notification. And with this one from Yelp, that your table is ready, if you need a bit more time, you can extend the reservation out a bit just by tapping here. So super easy now to interact right in place inside notifications. We've also improved our message notifications. Today, if someone sends you a web link, you aren't able to view it on your wrist. With watchOS 5, we've integrated WebKit, so now you have the ability to view web content in mail or messages. You can even tap on that link. Yes, and to easily view things like menus here. And
that restaurant is overrated, for the record.
There are times you get content, you'd like to see it right in the moment, and now you'll be able to do that in watchOS 5. And the contents can be formatted for the small screen, and where reader mode's available, it uses that on the watch. So WebKit on watchOS.
I like WebKit, but Yangtze is a totally overrated Chinese restaurant with super high prices that don't go there.
Now with watchOS 4, we introduced an entirely new way to listen to music while you're on the go. You can stream 48 million songs on your wrist with Apple Music, or you can listen to automatically synced and curated playlists. And now, with watchOS 5, we're giving you even more to listen to.
Okay, I'm listening now because I listen to podcasts using Overcast.
The Apple Podcast app is coming to Apple Watch. Upcoming episodes from subscribed podcasts will be automatically synced to your watch, so you can get them right there. Or you can just ask Siri to stream a podcast for you, and it'll start playing. And playback
Apple
resumes
Bits,
across all your
XL.
devices, so you can continue just where you left off. So that's podcasts. Now, those are the great new features coming in watchOS 5 to stay connected with people and information that you care most about. Interactive notifications, web content, new content and shortcuts in the Siri face, podcasts, and of course, walkie-talkie. Now, we'd like to show you this stuff live in action, and we thought we'd increase the challenge a bit in our live demo here today to keep it interesting. So Jules, who helps lead our fitness experiences, is actually going to do the demo while biking.
Okay.
So Jules has expertise in coaching, and she knows how to move and demonstrate and motivate all at the same time. Take it away, Jules.
Thank you, Kevin. I've got some great stuff to show you that I think you're really going to love. And bonus is I get to work on closing my rings while I do it. So first, I'm super excited to show you how easy it is to start a workout with GymKit. I just tap to connect and accept on the watch. And now I can control and start the workout right here from the console on the bike. All of my data between the watch and the bike is in sync, and all of my workout metrics are accurate. Now, I wouldn't typically be trying to demo things for you and sneak in a workout at the same time, but I want to show you activity competitions. And to do that, I need to keep moving. This morning, I got this notification, and it says, "Your competition with Jay is down to the last day, and it's a close one. Have you got what it takes to win?" Have I got what it takes? You bet I do. But if I scroll down, I can see that Jay has moved ahead of me by a couple of points, and that's not okay because this thing ends tonight. So I think I'm going to add a little resistance to this workout here and work to earn as many points as possible and move ahead of Jay by the time this demo's done. I can simply tap here and send him a little smack talk to let him know I'm coming for him. Let me show you interactive notifications because I have dinner reservations tonight that I made through Yelp. If all goes well here, I'm going to go out with my girlfriends from work to celebrate. And because we all know that Jay's going to lose this competition, maybe I should invite him along so it can be his treat. Now I can simply add to the number of guests and confirm right here in the app without ever having to open it. It's that simple. Now in watchOS 5, notifications from apps are smartly grouped together. And here are a couple messages from my friend Catherine. We're trying to get to a yoga retreat this summer, and it looks like she sent me a link. Now I can tap it here and see if she's found somewhere great for us to go. Oh yeah, this looks beautiful. I'm already in, but I could continue to scroll through the site, maybe read a little bit more about the retreat, even check the dates to make sure that they work. And I can do all that right here from my wrist. Let me show you the enhancements that we've made to the new Siri watch face. At the top here, you see the workout that I'm in right now. And when I'm ready to get back to it, I can just tap. Next up is Glow Baby, because it's about this time each day that I check the app to see if my husband has logged our 1-year-old's nap. Oh, good job, baby. You slept 2 hours. And you parents know that good naps equal good nights, so I'm looking forward to that. All right. As I scroll through my day, I can see my next meeting. I can see traffic and directions to places that I'm going later today. Here's that dinner that Siri found in my calendar. And waiting for me at the end of my day is a shortcut to my evening meditation with 10% happier. Nice. Now, I want to check back in on this competition, but I thought it might be a good idea to get a little moral support from my number one fan. And you heard Kevin say how walkie-talkie is so great for staying in touch with close friends and family. So I set my daughter up with walkie-talkie so that she can help demo what it's like to receive one and maybe give me a little bit of love up here. Oh, there she is.
Mommy, I see you on TV.
Isn't that fun? How am I doing?
So good. I know you'll beat Uncle Jay. Hashtag mommy for the win.
Thanks, Peach. I love you. And that's how walkie-talkie works. All right, the time is now to check in on this competition and see if I have done enough to pull ahead. I'm going to tap into activity and swipe over to see the score. Oh, yes. Sorry, Jay, but the day is still young. Thanks, everybody, and back to you, Kevin.
Way to go, Jules. So in watchOS 5, we've enabled even deeper integration on the watch for apps, enabling them to work right in the moment. And apps can include interactive controls within notifications, so you can quickly do more without even opening an app, like extend your parking with Pay by Phone. And with shortcuts, there's also new opportunities for third-party apps to appear on Apple Watch right on the watch face. You can tap on a shortcut on the Siri face to order coffee, rent a bike, or pick up where you left off in a workout. You can even use your custom Siri commands that you created on your phone to speak on your watch. And for native apps building rich experiences, we've improved the Workout API for greater performance, and we've added the ability for third-party apps to play background audio. This enables you to easily sync things, of course, like audiobooks, favorite playlists, guided meditations, right to your watch, and they'll be able to play continuously in the background. Now, there's so many other features coming in watchOS, including things like the ability to customize the button arrangement in your control center, or you can add an air quality complication to your watch face. But one really exciting one is student ID cards. You're going to have the ability to add your student ID card to Wallet on your iPhone and Apple Watch. And this works by simply holding your watch near a reader. Anywhere you can use your student ID cards on and off campus, you can get access to places like your dorm or the library or events on campus. You can even pay for things like snacks or laundry or dinners. And this works with your watch or your phone, and it will be available this fall, starting with these universities, and will expand to more campuses over time. Now, this is also Pride Month, and we're really excited to introduce an all-new Pride Edition watch band.
I'll be honest, I got the first one because I got to represent Hawaii with the rainbow.
And we didn't stop there. We made a beautiful new face that matches perfectly with the
original one's
band.
way better. The original one's way better anyways.
And the face and the band are available today. And if you'd like to use the new watch face, you can choose to add it from the watch face gallery starting at noon today. That's just some of what's coming in watchOS 5. Thank you very much. Back to Tim.
I thought overall, the weird thing about it is the interactive notifications makes me feel like they still didn't open up the APIs to developers. So that's frustrating because you can't get this rich full apps.
We're excited for you to try all of these great new features to help you stay more active and connected. Next up is Apple TV.
What do we got?
Last September, we introduced Apple TV 4K, and our customers love it. Since its introduction, the Apple TV business has grown an incredible 50%. Today, we've got some great new enhancements to Apple TV 4K and tvOS, and we think you're going to love them. So I'd like to invite Apple TV lead designer Jen Foltz to the stage to tell you all about it. Jen?
Thanks, Tim. Apple TV is built on an incredible platform, tvOS. And tvOS is built specifically for the living room to make it easy to enjoy your favorite TV shows, movies, apps, and games. Now, as Tim mentioned, last September, we introduced Apple TV 4K with the goal of bringing the highest quality cinematic
without
experience
Dolby Atmos
right to your
audio.
home.
Still waiting for Dolby
It offers
Atmos audio.
both 4K and high dynamic range.
When are we going to see it?
Including support for HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Time said the new Apple TV is a high-fidelity powerhouse. And to ensure you can enjoy this beautiful experience with as much content as possible, iTunes offers the largest collection of 4K HDR movies. And
Even
we've
they can get
upgraded
excited
your
for that.
previously purchased movies to 4K HDR for free on all available titles. There are also,
Stop clapping.
There are also many 4K and HDR TV shows available from popular services like Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. And we know what makes for an amazing cinematic experience is not just great picture quality, it's also incredible sound. So Apple TV 4K is bringing you the latest in audio technology.
Oh, it's about time.
Dolby Atmos.
It's about time. Again, fine,
Atmos,
good enough Apple.
You get room-filling sound, the perfect complement to the stunning visuals of Apple TV 4K. Now, what makes Atmos so special is that unlike a traditional surround sound setup where sound is assigned to channels like the left or the right, Dolby Atmos has the ability to completely immerse you. Atmos moves sound in three-dimensional space, creating an experience with powerful audio that flows all around you.
Once you
It
hear
puts you
you don't
right
go back.
in the center of the action.
Spoiled me. I love it.
All this with a home theater setup as simple as a Dolby Atmos-enabled soundbar and an Apple TV 4K.
Yeah, you want better
In
than the
fact,
soundbar.
Apple TV
Trust
4K
me.
is the only streaming player to be both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos certified.
Now they are, and that is a good Apple. Now they are.
And this fall, iTunes will be bringing you the largest collection of Atmos content anywhere. And just like with 4K HDR, your iTunes libraries will be upgraded to include Dolby Atmos on all supported titles for free. Now, of course, these movies and so much more are available in the Apple TV app. The Apple TV app is the center of your video experience, a single place to find and watch what you love across your favorite apps. It's on Apple TV, iPad, and iPhone, where you can find not only on-demand TV shows and movies, but also live content, including sports. The Apple TV app now offers a huge range of live sports. And we've added live news to make it even easier to stay current. The addition of live sports and news providers brings the coverage of the TV app to over 100 video channels, giving you a massive selection of content all in one place. With all this, Apple TV is the best box to connect to your TV. And that's now more true than ever.
Roku has like
as more
4,000
and more cable
channels.
companies fundamentally shift how video gets to your TV. This typical cable box is becoming a thing of the past as these companies embrace internet-based delivery. And many of them share our vision of Apple TV as the one device for live, on-demand, and cloud DVR content.
Are we getting a service, guys? Are we getting a service?
And we've already started working with partners around the world to make this a reality. In France, we're working with Canal+. Almost a third of French households subscribe to Canal services, and their subscribers can now choose Apple TV to access more than 100 live channels, and some of the biggest sports, including the French Open in 4K. In Switzerland, we've partnered with Salt. Salt just launched a new TV service with more than 300 live TV channels, and it's available exclusively on Apple TV. And I'm really excited to announce that here in the US, Charter Spectrum will be coming to Apple TV late this year.
If you pay for it, you just can watch it if you pay for it.
That means that up to 50 million homes will be able to choose Apple TV to access all their live channels and thousands of on-demand programs. And they'll be able to use Siri and the TV app to get access to their TV service, not only on Apple TV, but on iPhone and iPad as well. Now, with nearly any cable subscription, you can get access to dozens of video channels, like ESPN, Showtime, NBC, and many more. But it used to be really painful to set up, having to authenticate each app individually. I'm sure all of you have seen that 6-digit code you have to go online and type into a web browser. Well, last year we introduced single sign-on. Enter your cable credentials only once, and we unlock all of the apps your subscription supports. Well, now we're making it even easier with zero sign-on.
They've been talking about this, but every so often I always have to re-sign into my apps. I want to see if this really works.
We'll securely and automatically unlock all the supported apps included with your TV service. No credentials needed, it just works. Charter Spectrum.
We'll see.
This is really awesome. And Charter Spectrum will be the first to support zero sign-on, and we'll be adding more providers over time. We're also giving you even more options for ways to control your Apple TV. For example, you can get quick access on your iPhone, where Apple TV users will get the Apple TV remote automatically added to Control Center. And for those that have installed home control systems, we're working with the leading providers so that you can use their remotes to control your Apple TV, even including support for Siri. At Apple, I love working with an amazing team, designing for a product that I enjoy every day and on the biggest screen in my home. I get to watch all my favorite movies, TV shows, and more. Over 48 million songs, including the best metal on Apple Music. All of my photos, videos, and memories, as well as thousands of apps and games that many of you have built. And Apple TV brings some amazing views right to my living room with aerials. Now, one of the questions I get asked the most about aerials, especially by my family members, is, where is this? Well, this fall, with just a tap of the Siri remote, you'll now be able to see every aerial location.
Yeah, I guess, whatever. I mean, come on.
And you can even swipe between locations, so you can see even more.
Ooh.
And today, I have an incredible new location.
A new location space.
For the past year, we've been collaborating closely with an amazing partner, filming some stunning footage from around the world with a very unique vantage point. And here it is.
I was right. I was right. I guessed that. I guessed that. Nostratongas. Wow, yes, yes.
This is filmed by astronauts aboard the International Space Station. You can see Sicily just off the boot of Italy, and check out that Mediterranean Sea. The blue is just phenomenal.
Come on.
So here's a fun fact. The space station makes an orbit every 90 minutes. So that means they get 16 sunrises and sunsets every day. And with all those sunsets, Nighttime can be particularly stunning, the way those urban areas pop with light. Here we are flying over South Korea toward Japan. You can see Tokyo coming into view at the top, some distant stars, and even the upper reaches of the Earth's atmosphere, which is that orange band enveloping the Earth. And here's one that might look a little more familiar. This is the Northern California coast heading southward. You can see Lake Tahoe surrounded by snow caps and the San Francisco Bay. These are truly incredible and offer such a unique perspective on the
Must-buy
world.
feature. Must buy.
I'd like to give a huge thanks to the International Space Station National Lab and CASIS for all their help in making this a possibility. These are going to look incredible at home in 4K HDR. So that's tvOS. Apple TV gives you amazing picture and sound with 4K, HDR, and now Dolby Atmos. And the Apple TV app is the center of your video experience. Available on Apple TV, iPad, and iPhone, it's the one place to find all your favorite TV shows, movies, sports, and news. And with that, I'll hand it back to Tim. Thank you.
I think one thing that sticks out is they still haven't offered 4K support for YouTube. I mean, that's a big deal, especially because I'm on YouTube now. But 4K support on YouTube, still not there.
Awesome. You're really going to love it. Next up is the Mac.
The Mac.
At Apple.
You hear that?
Yeah.
The Mac. The Mac.
We love the Mac.
The Mac.
The Mac was the first computer that made powerful technology so easy to use and put the customer at the center of the experience. And of course, that remains at the core of all Apple products. For more than 30 years, the Mac has empowered people to create all kinds of amazing things, from the personal to the professional. Today, we're excited to take Mac a huge leap forward. The next version of macOS is chock full of new features inspired by pro users, but designed for everyone. I'd like to bring Craig back up to talk about it. Craig?
When he describes it like that, that sounds like iMovie. Or at least the early stages of Final Cut.
It's true that macOS is the heart of what makes a Mac a Mac. And we want as many Mac users as possible to have access to our latest software. And that's why 6 years ago, with the introduction of OS X Mavericks, we began offering our macOS updates free for Mac users. And 2013 was also the year that we first introduced our California naming theme. Now, after spending a year by the ocean, we not only modernized the look and feel of macOS, but we headed to the mountains with macOS Yosemite. Now, as you may be aware, our naming of Mac releases is handled by our crack marketing organization.
It's got to be some like wine country thing, like Napa or something
as you probably noticed, they went on a 4-year mountain-bound bender. In El Capitan, we added metal, our groundbreaking graphics technology. In Sierra, we brought Siri to the Mac and extended our capabilities and continuity. And last year, with High Sierra, we focused on deep technology, preparing the Mac for future innovation. Well, this year, we've made some striking changes to macOS. And we've left the high country for a place entirely different but no less beautiful, and here still in California. And I'd like to take you there now.
Oh my gosh, we had a video?
Our next release of macOS is macOS Mojave.
Mojave.
Now, Mojave is beautiful during the day, but what really captured our imagination was the beauty of the desert at night. And this inspired one of our most distinctive new features, and I'd like to show it to you now. So here we are live in macOS Mojave. And I'd like to show you a new side of Mojave. We call it dark mode.
Woo! Dark mode. Woo! It's about time. Where's it for iOS?
Now, as you see, dark mode is not just about the dock or the menu bar. It extends to your Windows Chrome, your sidebar, and even the content of the windows. And it's so great for pros. It makes photographic content absolutely pop off the screen. It's just gorgeous. So nice. And this is great not just for photography, but when working on presentations or documents. It's also great doing ordinary things if maybe you're working in a dark environment. You just look at calendar and even mail in dark mode. It's so great. And I think some of us are going to want to run dark mode just because it's so cool. I mean, your emoji look great. Your photos look great. I mean, check out your album art and music.
Oh, come on, guys.
Or your For You feed in Apple Music. But I think one audience that's going to especially appreciate dark mode are some of you here in this room, are developers. Because Xcode looks fantastic in dark.
Ooh, it's for the devs, baby. Do it for the devs.
Whether it's your source code or even interface builder and all of its inspectors, they just look fantastic in black. And that's a quick look at dark mode. Now, we were so inspired by this changing desktop wallpaper that we decided to add a new feature to Mojave that I think you'll enjoy. It's called Dynamic Desktop. And when you're using it, your desktop actually subtly changes throughout the day, from morning to afternoon to evening. It's really cool. Now, there's much more to Mojave that I'd like to share with you through demos, and it starts with the desktop. Now, the desktop is so crucial to how many of us use our Macs. When we have files that we're actively working on, we often put them on the desktop, but the result can be a desktop that looks something like this. And so now in Mojave, we have a really great solution, and we call it Desktop Stacks. All of the contents of your desktop are automatically arranged into these stacks. And they can be arranged by kind, by date, or even by tag. And they're really easy to use. You just click on them, you can see all the contents in the stack, you can double-click to open a document, and put it away. And they stay organized. So for instance, if I bring forward mail, maybe I drag an image out, I want you to watch what happens, because the image flies right into the right stack. Now, you can also scrub your stacks. So for instance, I'll just scrub across this stack. You see I can select between different photos, pick one up. Actually, let me just hide mail here, mid-drag. Got a little excited with my, with all of my stack action. So I can just drag this out and drop it in just like that. And that's a quick look at stacks. Now, we've also brought some great new changes to the Finder. I'd like to show them to you now. Now, it starts with a new view. We all enjoy using icon view, list view. There's, of course, column view, but now we've added an all-new view called gallery view. Has a big preview up top, a set of thumbnails along the bottom, and it makes it easy to preview images, video, presentations, documents, spreadsheets, PDFs, and of course, with images, sometimes you want to know more detail about, for instance, how they were captured. And now the new sidebar in Mojave really helps because it now supports full metadata. So you can see around your photo the camera you took the photo on, the kind of lens, the aperture settings, and so forth. It's really handy. And you'll notice also along the bottom, there's this new area called Quick Actions. And Quick Actions let you act on the current photo. So for instance, if I have a photo like this and I want to edit it, I don't have to open it and go or do a new app. I can rotate it right here inside the Finder. It's really powerful. Now, this sidebar is available in other views of the Finder. So for instance, I'm just going to bring up the preview pane here, and I'm going to do a multi-selection of a PDF as well as several images. And you'll notice that the quick actions area is contextual. So it shows me create PDF as an option. I'm going to click create PDF, and it's going to assemble all of these photos into a PDF just like that. But what's really great is these actions are also customizable. So you can create automator actions and assign them to buttons here inside of Finder. So you'll notice that now that I have this PDF selected, I have an option to run a custom automator action that I've created called Watermark PDF. When I click it, my custom action runs, and my document is watermarked, just like that. And those are some quick enhancements to the Finder. Now, a tool that I think many of us love when working with files is Quick Look. And now in Mojave, we've made Quick Look more powerful than ever by integrating Markup. Let me show you how it works. So you see down here, I have a permission slip in its PDF document. I'm just going to tap spacebar to Quick Look it. And you notice now I have the option to invoke Markup.
Nice.
I click, and now I have access to my Markup tools, including my ability to sign this document. I can just drag out my signature like this, and I'm done. Now, this works for all kinds of files. So for instance, with images, I can rotate and crop. And with video, I can even trim right here inside of Quick Look. That's a quick look at Quick Look. Next, I want to talk about how we capture content on our Mac, because one of the tools I think many of us use all the time is screenshots. And we've made screenshots more powerful than ever in Mojave. So let's take a look here at a web page, and I'm just going to take a screenshot in the traditional way. I'm going to screenshot a selection of the page, and I want you to watch what happens in the lower right. I get a thumbnail instantly of that screenshot. And when I double-click in, I get an accelerated workflow right into Markup, where I have access to all of my tools. So for instance, if I want to create a magnification here, I can just drag that out, magnify. It's that easy. But now we've also made it easier to access a variety of tools. So when I bring up my screenshotting, you see I am presented with this HUD that tells me I could capture the entire screen, a selected window or selection, but we've also added screen capture for video right into screenshotting. Let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go to a web page here that has an animation running. And I'm going to bring up my screenshotting tools and say to record the selected area. I'll just make a nice selection here. Okay, and I'm recording just like that. Of course, I can manipulate the app. This will all be reflected in my recording. And when I'm done, I can click the stop button right up here. And now you notice I have this thumbnail in the lower right. Well, I can actually pick this up and drag it into a new space and incorporate it right into a document, just like that. Now, we further enhance the way you capture content, and that brings me to continuity. So Mac users love continuity for the way it lets us work across our devices with things like AirDrop or the ability to unlock your Mac using your Apple Watch. When it comes to capturing content, we all walk around with one of the best content capture devices in the world in our pockets, our phones. And so we wanted to take advantage of continuity to bring that to the Mac with a feature we call Continuity Camera. Let me show you how it works. So here in my keynote presentation, I have a space that's just waiting for a new photo. And I have my phone right here. Well, when I select this object, I can choose to take a photo. And I want you to watch what happens when I select this to my phone. It automatically, immediately lights up, ready to take a photo. So I can take one like this. And when I do, I can select Use Photo, and it appears directly in my document. Isn't that cool? Now, this works as well for scanning documents. So here I have a place where I could use a scan. Once again, I'm going to select from the menu, and this time scan document. Again, my camera lights up, this time right in my document scanner. I just scan like this. I can save it, and my scan goes immediately in. I think I forgot to push the save button. Sorry about that, everybody. There you go. Appears immediately in my document. Thank you. And so just like that, I can take photos, stills, and even capture video. And this is a quick look at some great new features in Mojave. Next, I'd like to turn to apps. We are bringing news to the Mac. Now, news has all of the stories you've come to expect from news on iOS, and they look amazing on the Mac display. You get top stories picked by our editors.
I'm alive, guys, just watching.
Trending stories. You're personalized for you, and that's not for me. And you also get this great new sidebar where you can drill in and jump right to the topics and channels you follow. News is going to be great. We also have stocks coming to the Mac. Now, you get your stock prices combined with high-quality business news. It's delivered from Apple News. Shows you your watch list with your prices on the left. You can even drill into this interactive chart to get more information. And of course, great news. We're also bringing voice memos to the Mac. Now, voice memos is the most popular voice recorder on iOS. And so many of us use it to capture music recordings or lectures. And now that voice memos syncs via iCloud to your Mac, you can take those recordings that you make and, for instance, drag them right into GarageBand as the foundation for a song. Finally, thrilled to announce Home is coming to the Mac as well.
Just bringing a lot of iOS stuff over.
You have all of your accessories here. You can run your scenes as well as monitor your video cameras.
Who's going to do that when you have it on your phone?
Of course, with Siri, you can command your home with your voice. So those are 4 great new apps coming to Mojave. Thanks.
I just think putting iOS
apps on
I'd like
Mac,
to talk news
about
I would
security
work,
and privacy.
The other ones, you wouldn't
one
do that.
of the reasons that people choose Apple products is because of our commitment to security and privacy. And we believe that your private data should remain private. Now, not because you've done something wrong or that you have something to hide, but because there can be a lot of sensitive data on your devices, and we think you should be in control of who sees it. Now, to begin, we protect your information on your devices using state-of-the-art hardware and software. And this year, we're adding greater protections about how apps can access that information. Today, Apple devices check in with you before granting an app access to information like your location. You can tell because you'll see an alert just like this one. And macOS already provides API-level protections for things like contacts, photos, calendar, and reminders. But now in Mojave, we're extending these protections to include your camera and your microphone, as well as protecting sensitive parts of your file system, like your mail database, your message history, and your backups. And all of this is protected by default for any app that you run on the system. Important protection. Next, I want to turn to some great enhancements to Safari, because Safari works really hard to protect your privacy, and this year it's working even harder. Last year, we introduced intelligent tracking prevention to dramatically reduce the ability for apps to track you across websites using cookies. This is the kind of thing where you look at a product on one site, and then you move to another site, and somehow this is just following you wherever you go. Well, we've all seen these like buttons and share buttons, and these comment fields. Well, it turns out these can be used to track you, whether you click on them or not. And so this year, we are shutting that down.
Shut down autoplay while you're at it, man. Where's the autoplay shutdown? That's what I want to see.
Now, if you do want to interact with one of these, or one of these apps tries to access that information, you'll get this, and you can decide to keep your information private. Now, next, let's talk about fingerprinting. You know, data companies are clever and relentless. And in addition to cookies, they use another method called fingerprinting. And here's how it works. Just like you can be identified by a fingerprint, it turns out that when you browse the web, your device can be identified by a unique set of characteristics, like its configuration, its fonts that you have installed, and the plugins that you might have on the device. And these data companies can use this set of characteristics to construct a unique fingerprint to track your device from site to site. With Mojave, we're making it much harder for trackers to create a unique fingerprint. We're presenting web pages with only a simplified system configuration. We show them only built-in fonts. And legacy plugins are no longer supported, so those can't contribute to a fingerprint. And as a result, your Mac will look more like everyone else's Mac, and it will be dramatically more difficult for data companies to uniquely identify your device and track you.
That's very big. I think that's a good thing from a privacy standpoint and an ad standpoint.
Now, we're bringing all of these new protections to Safari on both Mojave and iOS 12. Next, let's talk about the Mac App Store. And to do that, I'd like to invite to the stage Ann Tai, our product marketing manager for the App Store. And
this would be an opportunity. Maybe we see the macOS and iOS
Last year, we
crossover
launched
a little bit.
completely redesigned App Store on iOS. Every day, we celebrate apps, games, and developers. We've written more than 4,000 stories for the New Today tab, and hundreds of them have each been read by more than 1 million people. The response has been incredible, and we've learned a lot. We've got a bunch of great new features coming later this year that we'll cover in sessions. This year, we are turning our attention to the Mac App Store. Since it launched in 2011, it's changed the way we download and install software for Mac, making it easy with one click. It's the biggest catalog of Mac apps in the world. It's also a trusted and safe place to download software, and trusting where you get your apps from has become more important than ever. Developers can distribute their apps to 155 countries and get worldwide payment processing, and it offers seamless software updates from one place. This adds up to a great experience for our users. We've spent a lot of time thinking about what people do on their Macs and wanted to create a place organized around those themes. So we've redesigned an all-new Mac App Store from the ground up, and we're thrilled to show it to you now. It's got a beautiful UI that should feel familiar, but new, and designed first and foremost to be a great Mac app. Starting with the new Discover tab, where each week you can find in-depth editorial about the best Mac apps through stories and collections, and see what's most popular with top charts. Here's a story about musician and founder Kareem Morsi. Learn about how he uses his app, DJ Pro 2, and get inspiration for your own set. Helpful videos autoplay so you can see what apps are capable of before downloading them.
This is real nice for
developers. Visit the all-new Create, Work, Play, and Develop tabs, where you'll find helpful recommendations and expertise around each theme. Here's the Create tab, where you can find apps that bring your artistic ideas to life. These tabs will also help you make the most of apps you might already have, with tips and tutorials even the most expert users will find useful. The Work, Play, and Develop tabs share the same beautiful design, and you can still browse by category on the Categories tab. We've redesigned product pages too, bringing many features over from iOS based on our learnings there. It has more useful information, like video previews, available on the Mac App Store for the first time, an app's rank if it's charting, and if it's been named Editor's Choice. Ratings and reviews are now front and center. And these are so important for app discovery. So we're introducing a ratings and review API for Mac apps. Now it'll be easier than ever for people to leave feedback. We're really excited about the all-new Mac App Store. We've talked to some developers already, and they're really excited too. Like Microsoft, who will bring Office 365 to the Mac App Store later this year.
Ooh. I use Google Docs, though.
And Adobe is bringing Lightroom CC. Panic is bringing Transmit. And Barebones is bringing BB Edit. And many more great names are coming to the all-new Mac App Store, too. We can't wait for you to check out the new Mac App Store. Now, I'll hand it back to Craig.
I love the whole redesign of the Mac App Store because it has received no love for at least 5 years.
So the Mac App Store is going to inspire whole new generations of apps. And so we want to talk about some of the technologies that will be behind some of that next generation. We spoke earlier about ARKit. I want to talk about 2 more. And let's start with Metal. Now, Metal is the technology to get the highest performance graphics and computation from graphics processors. Metal was designed for modern GPUs. It's incredibly efficient. And that enables amazing console-level games like Fortnite from Epic to run great for the first time on mobile. But Metal also enables these games to scale to take full advantage of modern Macs. In fact, across iOS and the Mac, there are over 1 billion Metal-enabled devices. And we're constantly making Metal better. To bring the highest GPU performance and reach of all Macs, we've recently added support for external GPUs. And this is powered by Metal. And the results are truly mind-boggling. For instance, running a filter in DaVinci Resolve, look at how it scales on the incredibly fast iMac Pro as you add up to 4 eGPUs. Now, the results are even more staggering when you take a 13-inch MacBook Pro and add eGPUs to it, achieving up to 8.5 times speed up. It's pretty awesome. Now, eGPUs also enable Macs to achieve all new levels of performance and realism in 3D rendering and gaming. Now, this beautiful forest you see here, this isn't a video capture. This is from Unity's new Book of the Dead interactive demo, and it's being rendered live right now on a MacBook with an eGPU powering this display. I mean, doesn't this look amazing? Now, of course, because this is rendered live, we can check what's up ahead. So let's start walking. Now, Unity is using Metal's unified graphics and compute to generate real-time lighting and complex post-processing effects. So cool. And that's all rendered live on a MacBook running with an eGPU. It's pretty great. Now, another place where we're doing incredible acceleration with Metal is in machine learning. And today, ML specialists usually use one of these third-party libraries to train their models using servers. And now it turns out we can accelerate tools like this with our new Metal Performance shaders. We're seeing speed-ups of up to 20 times in using the GPU with Metal instead of CPU-based training. And while speeding these tools up is great, we actually think there's a better way for most developers. And that's training on the Mac you already have, using a great new tool we call CreateML. Now, CreateML is designed to let you train without being a machine learning expert. You can train vision and natural language models. You can bring your own custom data, and it's really easy to use because it's all built in Swift. In fact, you can use Xcode playgrounds to train your model. Just drag one in, your training set, and you can drag in your test set as well. And the training is all GPU accelerated, so it's incredibly fast. Now, as an example, we worked with Memrise. They're a developer who uses the camera to identify objects and speak them in multiple languages. And in the past, they would train their model with 20,000 images, and it would take them 24 hours to do so. Well, now, with Create ML, they can train that same model in 48 minutes on a MacBook Pro.
Nice.
And on an iMac Pro, it's just 18 minutes. And what's even more incredible is that model, in the past for them, was 90 megabytes, and now it's just 3 megabytes. It's a huge difference. Now, we also are making models run much faster on device using Core ML2. Now, Core ML is our technology for high-performance on-device machine learning, and now it's better than ever. It's 30% faster in on-device processing using a technique called batch predictions. And you can reduce your model size by up to 75% using quantization. And so that's Core ML and Create ML. You no longer have to be an expert in machine learning to build those techniques into your app. Now, these technologies are redefining what's possible in apps. And they're common not just to macOS, but also to iOS. And the fact that the Mac and iOS share so much technology has led people almost every year to keep asking us the question, are you merging iOS and macOS? So I'd like to take a moment to briefly address this question. No.
Oh, come on.
Of course not.
Eventually you will. Don't even front. Eventually, there's going to be something
we
or they'll
love
call
the
it something
Mac
different.
Because and we love macOS because it's explicitly created to the unique characteristics of Mac hardware, like the ergonomics of the keyboard and the trackpad, the flexibility in displays and storage, and because of the power it exposes, it makes the Mac able to accomplish almost anything. So we think that this question is actually coming from something else. You know, Mac users have access to a rich set of great native applications, apps that take full advantage of the power of Mac technologies. But Mac users also use apps based on other technologies. We routinely access web-based experiences like Netflix that build on WebKit, the standards-based web technology in Safari. And we also run sometimes cross-platform games built on technology like Metal. And all of these platforms enrich the Mac user's experience. But we think there's room for one more. And so we'd like to give you a sneak peek of a multi-year project we have going on. Because we see a huge opportunity for the Mac to tap into the world's most vital app ecosystem. It's called iOS. I think you might be familiar with it. Now, there are millions of iOS apps out there, and we think some of them would be absolutely great on the Mac. And Mac users would love to have them there. And from a technical standpoint, it's actually a really good fit because from day one, iOS and macOS have shared common foundations. But iOS devices and Mac devices, of course, are different. And the user interfaces are somewhat different, and so the frameworks underneath are as well. And that makes today porting an app from one to the other some work. Well, we wanted to make this much easier. And so we've taken some key frameworks from iOS and brought them to the Mac. And we've adapted them to specific Mac behaviors like use of trackpad and mouse, window resizing, integration of things like copy and paste and drag and drop into the system services on the Mac. Now, phase one of this effort is to test it on ourselves. So this year in macOS, we've taken some of our own iOS apps and we brought them to the Mac using this technologies to make sure it works well. You've actually heard about several of them earlier today. And it turns out they make fantastic Mac apps. And we were able to bring them to the Mac with very few code changes. Now, this is going to be coming to you developers next year. So you can easily bring your iOS apps to the Mac. And in the meantime, we hope you enjoy news, stocks, voice memos, and home in Mojave.
I guess.
We're really excited about Mojave. From desktop stacks to Finder with gallery view, to enhance screenshots and markup, news and home on the Mac for the first time, stocks, and of course, the redesigned Mac App Store. And of course, there's even more. Like APFS now supports Fusion and hard drives.
Finally, that's a big deal
and
for
Safari
iMac Pro,
tabs
iMacs,
can now have favicons if you want them there.
I love the Fusion support.
Of course, group FaceTime. So that's macOS Mojave. I hope you like it. I'm going to hand it back to Tim. Thank you so much.
Love the Fusion Drive support for Apple File System. That was something I was hoping for because I have an old school iMac.
Craig.
Real good, real good.
What a huge update to macOS, and what an extraordinary morning.
Show me the AirPower
Matt. We got
Mat.
started with iOS 12 with all new capabilities, including taking AR further than ever before, bringing Siri to any app with Siri Shortcuts and Screen Time, and cool new communication features like Memoji and group FaceTime, and watchOS, now with walkie-talkie, activity competitions, new workouts, new Siri capabilities, and so much more. And Apple TV 4K, now with Dolby Atmos, some great new partnerships, and the ease of zero sign-on. And you're going to really love those new aerial screensavers. And macOS Mojave, with all new dark mode, great updates to desktop and Finder, enhanced privacy and security, and a completely redesigned Mac App Store. The updates will be available to our users this fall, and there will be developer betas for each of them after the keynote this morning.
Ooh.
Thank you. Now, before we close, we wanted to celebrate you and the amazing work that you do. So we went out and talked to some of the most important people in your lives, the ones that know you the best. And we made a short video, and I'd love to run it for you now.
I don't have any idea at all how to create an app. I don't understand any of it.
Thank you.
Ask me another question.
My son is a developer at Robinhood.
My daughter Jyoti is a WWDC 2018 scholarship winner.
My brother started and founded Yelp.
Olio.
Timeless. One drop.
Splitter critters. Homer. You gotta look at her.
My brother Derek created the app Refugees and Immigrants, the Creative. The Collective. Why did I say the Creative?
At Christmas time, when most kids maybe would want skis or something, he wanted computer books. He stayed in his bedroom making games while the other kids were outside playing.
And when she's really doing the coding, almost always we have to tell my daughter to stop. But then my daughter would be like, just give me another 10 minutes. You know, I want to get this solved first.
When I watch him code, his eyes move in a weird way, and he's like totally focused. Even when my friends are over, I'd say, well, look at Christopher, look at him, and they'd go, wow.
When he first came to us with the idea, we were like, okay, good luck. He started off in his small little one-bedroom apartment with next to nothing, and sacrificed eating a burger and just have ramen just so that he could, and I'm like, just buy the burger. And he's like, no, that's $3 that I could put towards the app.
Jeremy went out to build the first version of Yelp, and it was a total bust, total failure.
She tried really hard on a couple different titles, and you've never heard of them. And, you know, that's a really rough feeling.
That was definitely a low point for Jeremy, because it was like, hey, we got to retool and try again. What Jeremy did notice in the data was that people loved writing comments. And that was really the genesis of the second version of Yelp, which worked.
You have to be really okay with waking up to failure. And then at the end of a whole bunch of failures is something that's great.
Tessa didn't really think, I want to make an app. Tessa found a problem of food waste, which you could use the app to help to solve.
Emma's grandma was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She even forgot my daughter's birthday. So Emma tried to search for an app that would help, but she couldn't find it. So she said, you know, why don't we just do it ourselves?
My husband was a diabetic. That inspired Jeffrey to do something about diabetes. And it's an answer to a lot of people's prayers.
Jesse won the iPhone Game of the Year. I couldn't believe that he made it. I mean, to me, it was remarkable.
She pulled out her cell phone, and I saw his app on her phone, and I was like, trying not to forget.
For my wife, it's not just creating, it's really wanting to be a part of something big.
The one lesson that I learned from Jeremy every day is just that determination, tenacity, the focus. He foresaw the impact that the iPhone was going to have, and he bet everything on getting an app for it. And I think that it was one of the most important things that Yelp did.
I think he's made a big difference, and so do thousands of other people.
She wants to not just learn, also teach others, and it makes me really proud to see her blossom.
And as a parent, no better thing is there than your kids do what they want to do. Because it isn't how much money you've made, it's really what changes you've left behind. And she's hoping to leave a lot of change behind.
I love that video. And I'm pleased that some of the developers are in the audience this morning. Their stories are great examples of all of your passion and your creativity. We love the work you do and the impact that it has on the world. It inspires all of us at Apple deeply every day. On behalf of everyone at Apple, thank you. And I'd also like to thank everyone at Apple who made today possible. Days like this only come from years of effort and hard work and great sacrifice. And so I thank them and their families. Let's have an incredible week together. Thank you.
All right, everybody, there you go. That was WWDC 2018 keynote. Sean, for those of you who didn't start watching until like the middle of the keynote, this is my lovely girlfriend, Shauna Mendiola. She also is NBCLA meteorologist.
Yeah, I do weather.
She does
I
weather.
like tech too.
She does.
So.
She loves tech too. And then we're
and
here.
I'm here to help him because you are juggling so much on your own. He's done a lot.
Well, this
so
is.
Thank you so much for just joining us and watching.
Yeah, thank you for hanging with us. So thanks, baby. So what we're gonna do is she's gonna help us. Like she actually has some production chops. Like she's shot, written, and edited like video footage for the news before. So
I can do a little bit.
Yeah, you can do tons of stuff, baby.
So I know how to do this.
What we're gonna do here is we love kind of this cathartic process of talking about the post wrap of WWDC. I'm gonna actually try and call some of the people that called early in our show once they leave that building because the whole trick, the internet was so bad. Like Justine called in, Lance Ulanoff called in, my boy Jonathan Morrison, TLD today. We're gonna try and call him as well. But we want to hear from you guys and gals. People have been waiting on the phone lines. Some of these have been on for a while, so I don't know if they've tried to call back or not. So if we have a problem with the phone lines, we'll fix it. But let's try and see if Jim, my man from the 651, Jim, can you hear me all right? Oops, hold on 1 second.
Oh.
Jim, can you hear me okay?
Jim. Hello.
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, beautiful. Hey, Jim, thank you so much for waiting. You're watching, I guess, the B-Teezy live on the WWDC keynote. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, what did you want to talk about today?
So I know a lot of people in the chat are asking where the hardware is. I just want to make clear, if it's not clear, WWDC, Developers Conference, this is all about code. They weren't looking to, push their stock up, anything like that. With hardware, that comes later on. So everybody's kind of complaining in the chat. That's why. I wanted to touch on a few things that I took notes on. First, Siri. Siri still isn't machine learning. It's still basically you're using a phrase, and they even said that inside. Like you're using phrase words like Siri, make a calendar, even make. So the thing is with Google, and when you use Google Assistant, I could literally name my calendar Brian Tong, and eventually when I say Brian Tong, my Google Assistant knows. It knows that, oh, that's calendar. This is what Jim has said. He's actually set that to this, and it learns over time. Siri's still just using phrases to access things. And that's the same thing with the API calls. So you use API calls for their new shortcuts. And all their shortcuts are it's the same app as if this, then that. That's all you're doing. You're stringing APIs together to make those calls. Now, I've done a ton of development on tons of different platforms, and I guess the biggest blow is at the end when they basically said, we're not integrating macOS and iOS. Like, we're not ever doing that. But what we did is we took the code and we took the architecture on iOS and we basically ported it over. Now developers are going to have to just change a little bit of code and have that run on macOS. Well, that's a huge problem because as a developer, we want to write code once and have it work on all platforms. We don't want to sit there and have to go through. We want to develop something and we want to move on to the next thing. We don't want to sit there and make tweaks because you're essentially making 3 different versions because everything that's in Apple Store is on Android. That's just how it works. Now developers are going to have to. You don't want to make it change a little bit of code. You don't want to make it have a
physical object that disappears into the experience.
We want to write code once and have it work on. It just becomes really difficult. We don't want to sit there and then have to go through. We want to develop something.
Developing the phone and display together defines a whole new integration, making a boundary between the device and the screen hard to discern. The custom OLED panel was engineered to provide that same sync with the external source display, making a physical give way that disappears into the experience. There's no home button. A simple swipe takes you to the home. This is iPhone 10, a more responsive touch system. Using a gesture, developing the phone and display together fluid defines a whole new integration, making a boundary between the device and the screen hard to discern.
Technology behind there, if you've ever worked in it, it has a ton of potential. It has potential for medical. It has potential for real life like architecture, but they're just kind of selling it as like a feature for like iMessages and things like that. And I think that's a huge issue. And I think we're past that as a community. I think we're past these emojis and stuff, and that this is actually a key feature in the keynote. Like, this should not be a key
This now contained within this tiny system uses extraordinary depth-sensing technology to let you unlock your phone with a glance.
That's hardware but software. They're just kind of
we call this Face ID. It maps the unique geometry of your face with over 30,000 invisible dots.
As a community, I think we're very
this data is analyzed by the neural engine on the A-level bionic chip. The first of its kind, plus now recognizes tiny signal that uses extraordinary depth to your physical geometry to let you unlock your phone. This makes your face your secure password. So with just a click, you can authenticate your phone. It maps the unique geometry of your face with over 30,000 invisible. Also enables new experiences. This data is analyzed to the neural engine by many A-level bionic facial muscles. The first of its kind, plus now recognizes tiny signals.
Update. Just because they kind of focused on that, I feel like that was a strong point for them.
Yeah,
saying
absolutely.
There's not too many apps out there, for the watch. It's a notification. Everything is just getting push notifications to that watch.
Hey Jim. So first of all, thank you for the amazing call because you waited like forever, like during the whole keynote. I want to touch.
I just left it on mute.
Yeah, no, I want to touch upon a couple things because honestly, you threw so much at us that I probably can't remember everything you said. I mean, I can, but to your point about augmented reality, I think you're absolutely right. I think the thing about it is with new behaviors, for example, like with Touch ID, it took a while for it to catch on. Where's that coming from? Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. Sorry. Where's this coming from?
No, it's cool.
Hold on, give me a second. This is my this is Apple's keynote, I think, making noise. Is that from me or yours?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Imagination is the key because you're using your knowledge, what you know, to make something that no one's made before.
Okay, that's
Hold
If you're creative.
Okay, that's all. I had to figure it out. Sorry. Okay, Jim, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so thank you for being patient, guys and gals. Like when there's 5 computers rolling, you kind of get lost about what's going on, and then sound comes out of nowhere. You're like, what the hell?
Where is that
Okay,
coming
so
from?
Jim, my point that I was trying to get to with Touch ID is that you had to kind of teach people this behavior to get comfortable with it, so then they could use it not only frequently, but it wouldn't be intimidating to them. I do hate the fact that I think we're smart enough to figure out what emojis and animojis mean, but when we start putting it down our throat, and they basically featured messages and animojis again for probably a good 15 to 20 minutes, it's like, really? Like, come on. Like, you know, we know that iOS 12 is quite honestly more like 11.5. We get that they appeal more to the general consumer at more than at any other time in the history of the company. But that is I can see we are frustrated with that, of how they're just trying to push that down our throat. I think the other thing that you were talking about that was interesting is just from a standpoint of the Apple Watch and watchOS 5. I know there's no hardware. I'm actually, although we all want to see hardware and plenty of people in the chat room were frustrated about that, I'm okay with there not being hardware. It was kind of at times you're like, come on, show me something. But I was really impressed with what watchOS 5 did as an Apple Watch owner and someone who uses it all the time. I won't use everything that they showed me, but I'll use a good amount of the things that they show me. So I thought that was pretty cool. So thanks for that call. All right, we're going to go over here to, I don't know if I have the name correctly. We're going to try this out. It looks like, is your name Dallas, or are you calling from Dallas?
Dallas.
Dallas, what's
That's
up?
my name.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I go by Apple Juice. I'm calling from Naperville, Illinois.
I wish you were calling from Dallas, actually. It would have been like Dallas.
I was born there, but...
You were born in Dallas?
Yeah, I was from Dallas.
There you go.
I was. That's where I got the name. So
I love it.
That's where I get it.
And born in Dallas.
Welcome, I guess, to the show.
Long-time listener.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, long-time listener. Been watching you since I got the first iPhone. So
wow. That's impressive.
What I was looking... Yeah, so, and a Patreon supporter. Super proud of you for starting your own thing.
Thank you so much.
And can't wait to see where it goes.
Thank you so much. So what did you want to talk about?
Sure. So what I wanted to see, unfortunately, I had low expectations just because I was keeping on the pulse of what the updates and leaks and stuff. So I kind of curbed my enthusiasm for the hardware. But what I wanted to see that I feel like is simple and easy to implement that I haven't seen is I want my Apple Watch to unlock my iPhone. Yeah, I have the iPhone X. I got the Face ID, but I really think that it would be very easy, just like they have it on the Mac, where it just unlocks your Mac when you get in an
things that are really easy to use. Let's jump right in.
I wish I could see that with the iPhone because
you've probably noticed that there's no home button. That's because we've made it even easier to get around your phone. Now wherever you are, just swipe up to go home. If you want to see all the apps you have open, swipe to the bottom and pause. And swipe to move between your apps.
Yeah, I have the iPhone X.
You can even swipe along the bottom of an app to go from one to another.
It would be very easy, just like they have it on the Mac.
Simply swipe down for the things that are really fun.
The Apple, for my only hunch,
the iPhone.
My only hunch is, and this may look, we're just totally theorizing here, is because your computer technically is at home with you, or let's say you're at a coffee shop or something like that, it's typically in one spot. More often than not, you're typically kind of settled in a spot. Maybe
go from one to another. Talk to Siri. You can still say, "Hey Siri," but nowadays they're really talk to Siri anytime. And to turn your iPhone off, press and hold the side button and either volume button, then swipe.
Having those two within
Alright, so it is Face ID. All the things you used to do with Touch ID, you can now do with Face ID. Your face is your password. It's simple to set up. Just rotate your head around like this. It means one. Then the iPhone will recognize you wherever you can say, "Hey Siri, where's the power?"
Maybe that's why, but we're totally just theorizing here, right? You know?
Yeah, theorizing. Cool. I appreciate your feedback because I always wondered why I didn't see that. But my next question is, because I thought the iPad next iPad was coming on this announcement. Now that I know it's not, so when do you think they may announce a new iPad? As far as just because I'm trying to hold off on buying.
First of all, you should hold off for it, no matter how long it takes. But I think when we're talking about the iPad, I'm thinking more. I guess maybe more of a July, August timeframe. Like if you look at historically last year, they did all the hardware announcements kind of in that September, October, November. Like we were hit hard with everything you could think of, the kitchen sink of hardware. I mean, it was glorious, but it also affected a lot of people's wallets. I think that we're going to see the same thing this year just because, look, we're already at June. We haven't really seen any new hardware. It's going to come quick and hard. We might even see something.
Multi-touch, a greater level of precision. We completely re-engineered the touch subsystem.
But you've never actually been one until now.
Increasing the sensitivity
With
of the
Animojis,
sensors
you can become one
and
of
doubling
12
the touch
characters,
refresh
like
rate.
a monkey, a cat,
It's actually the
or
most
this guy.
advanced display we've made.
The TrueDepth
And with
camera maps over
5.6
50
million
muscles in your
pixels,
face
it has
in real
the
time
highest
to capture your
resolution
every expression.
of any iOS
Send an
device.
Animoji, just start a conversation in Messages. Then
This
open
is
the
the first
Animoji
iPad
app and choose which one you want.
You have to have it, but it's a luxury item that is an amazing tool for me. You know, I know you'll be able to survive, Dallas.
Yeah, no, I have the 2015 iPad Pro, so I've been holding off. I just was, excited for the new one.
Wait, what are they? Okay, hold on one second. Are they? People in the chat are saying the sound is it really loud right now? Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. Well, hey, Dallas, thank you so much for calling. I really appreciate it. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all your help.
Thank
right,
you. So hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to wait. Something is going on here. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see here. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to try and figure this out, okay?
These schools are using our app development with Swift to create the next generation of killer apps.
Yes, I can hear him too.
We're also
I'm
working
going to
with
just give me a moment to
40
try and address what's going on here.
around the world to bring coding to
I'm trying to figure
more
this out.
kids
Where
of
is this?
all backgrounds. Like AmpCap for girls who are incorporating Swift into their program for girls across the United States.
Oh, you know what? Is your close that?
And through Connect Ed, we're bringing technology and professional learning to more than 100.
Okay, guys and gals, I'm sorry if this is causing people to.
Working with school leaders.
There we go. Holy crap! It was minimized on Safari.
Oh, goodness.
That is horrible.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, thank you for hanging. I am really embarrassed about that, but that's sometimes like all these multiple things happening. People are gonna be like, no, stop it,
Okay,
stop
gotta
it.
Remember, this is a learning process.
Okay,
so
they're like,
it's all good.
They're turn off QuickTime Player. Read the damn comments.
He sees you.
Oh my gosh,
don't worry.
This was playing the whole time. Okay, let's pretend the keynote like just ended.
Yep.
Woo!
Yay!
We're back. This is Shauna, my lovely girlfriend who was helping me with production.
Happened. Well,
oh my gosh, that is embarrassing.
Let's do that all over again.
Okay, they're like, I'm leaving. I can't take this anymore. Okay, let's get. You know what? I'm sorry about this. Thank you for hanging. We're gonna keep on going back to the phone calls right now. Thanks for. This is a learn. I'm gonna learn.
You'll learn today.
All right. We have a friend calling to us from the 908. I believe it's Sammy. Sammy, are you here?
Yes.
Sammy, what's up? Welcome to the show, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
What do you want to talk about?
Just Apple products and stuff. So, okay, so me and my friend Joey have a YouTube channel.
Are you pimping your YouTube channel on my YouTube stream, Sammy? Are you really doing that?
No.
Okay. I'll still support you. I'll support you.
So me and him break, like, tech products.
Okay.
Like, Apple products and all of that. And so I was really happy because we have, like, a team now, and we want to FaceTime with them because, like, the iOS with iOS 12.
Yeah.
We can, like, FaceTime with, like, multiple people.
Yes. Will you FaceTime with us if we called you? Like, I mean, your parents have to be okay with that, but could we be on your team?
Yeah.
You sound very young. You know a lot.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sammy, what's your favorite thing that you saw at the show? Sammy.
I think,
I'm going to give you 3 seconds because there's like so many people calling right now.
Okay. The iPhone X with like with the emojis, because I feel like Apple is stealing Samsung.
Yeah.
Because like with the emoji, but that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. People in the chat, hey, thanks for calling, Sammy. The people in the chat are like, Brian, stop FaceTiming kids. Like, we're just taking calls, y'all. For a quick thing, everyone that's watching, we just want to make sure, has the call audio situation been resolved? That's all we want to know. We're gonna take the next call because people have been patiently waiting and calling in and filling up the lines. Okay, let's go to our friend out here in the 647. I don't have the name, but welcome to B-Teezy Live WWDC. This is the first time I've ever done this. It's like we've got all these things going on. What's up?
Yo, dude, it's James from earlier on.
Oh, James, what's going on, my man?
Yeah, not too bad, man. I thought I'd ring through, like you said, and talk about the WWDC and my thoughts and see what we gained from it. And to be honest, not a lot, if I'm personally honest.
Yeah, I think that when I look at macOS Mojave, of course, when I look at that, there are a lot of subtle features. I think, I would use the stacks feature because, for example, when Quick Look came out on macOS, I don't remember how long ago it was. I used that. That was a feature I'm like, I'm going to use that all the time, and I still do. I think the stacks feature on macOS I'll use a good amount. Obviously, dark mode, I think that comes in really into play, especially even like if you're editing video and doing things like that. Developers went bonkers for that because you don't want to be staring at a white screen the whole time. And the security and the ability for it to kind of reduce the tracking, I thought that's stuff that's invisible. So I think macOS might probably be the best from an invisible standpoint. I liked what watchOS did the most from a feature
illustration to fabrication, CG, and obviously the animation across all the mediums. We call the end sequence the eyegasm. There's the shapes moving past camera that are going into an iris that represents the artist's eye.
No, I mean, same with me.
The way that we're executing this is that we've created this base animation layer that shows the shapes, and then we're giving artists from all around the studio one frame to do each.
I felt that one was a kind of sideline.
Every time you combine all these different kinds of animation, especially at such a high resolution, you're taxing the machines.
Showing off a cable box from like 2002 was a real smart idea in sort of proving a point that nobody knows what that thing is. And things like, I was just reading through the iOS full feature list, and things like an improved QR code reader. Well, Android's had that for several years. They're only catching up now. I think Siri has gotten more useful, but in all honesty, I don't think it's as good as other competitors, even now. And certain things like password tracking, the privacy features was probably the best thing out of the keynote, because that's been a major issue across the whole sort of tech space, sort of proving that you can be safe online and sort of protect the more vulnerable users. And I think that's made a big difference, and I'll definitely support Apple on those things. But frankly, out of the whole WWDC, it was probably the most cringeworthy one in, forever. I've been watching it since the first iPhone, and the simple thing goes is that the boring stuff like changing iBooks to Apple Books now, that makes zero difference to the end user. It's all come down to branding and publicity. What do you think about that? Apple Books, iBooks. Will you still call it iBooks? Like
honestly, I don't use Apple Books, so that's why I don't think I don't think it'll have any bearing on me. Quite honestly, I just don't use it. I think that the keynote might have been. I think whatever I pull from these keynotes is what will I take away and what will I actually use on this? I thought iOS, I'm not trying to poop on it, but it was, again, they went to the well with animojis and whatnot. And I think the other part about it is that it is really iOS 11.5. We should just call it that, because to me, that's what it was. In addition to that, I think that the watchOS had probably the most feature-rich things that are going to affect the device. macOS is the most invisible stuff. tvOS, I mean, I should be ranting and raving that they finally brought Dolby Atmos support to the Apple TV, but it's like been a year since they did that, and I was like, I just gave up. But thank goodness they do that, and they do make a point. They are the only streaming set-top box with both Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos support. So I got to give them kudos for that. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, agreed. What are you looking forward to hardware-wise? Because that's going to be the next big thing.
Hardware-wise, I think that we will. To me, I mean, I really want to see what they do with the Mac Pro. I want to see what they do with the iPad Pro, and those are kind of like the two things that I personally want to see the most. So, so James, thanks for calling. I'm going to keep on getting through the calls if you don't mind, my man. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Good one. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right. I think so. Here for one. So with the videos, I think don't worry about the videos for now because I think the sound keeps on coming through.
Yeah, let's not play the videos.
So, we will try and hopefully resolve that for everyone, and then I'll play them up on this one. Okay, coming up. Next, we have our friend Hunter. Are you calling about tvOS, Hunter?
I'm actually calling about like all the different things they went over in the keynote today.
Well, would you like to maybe? There's like 10 people on the line, so maybe if we focus on like 2 things, we'll be good.
Okay, so I had a thought, and for the tvOS, they were talking more along the lines of the 4K Apple TV. But I just recently bought the 4th generation Apple TV. Are they not going to give Adobe Atmos and Vision to that one, or is that just?
Oh, you mean on the current 4K Apple TV?
On the 4th generation, the one that doesn't have the 4K.
Yeah, they're only going to support Dolby. From what they didn't outright, we don't have any spec sheet, but they outright look like they're only doing 4K Dolby Atmos support for the Apple TV 4K and moving forward. Otherwise, typically they would at least bring up the fact that, it also works on your earlier one. And so I don't think we're going to see it, unfortunately, on your 4th gen Apple TV, which is not what you wanted to hear. I know.
And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the iPhone SE 2. They've kind of had some rumors going around about how it could possibly look and how it would look. Me personally, I've moved from the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 all the way back down to the iPhone SE just because I like a one-handed phone.
I think, is that what you, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm really hoping that they will come up with a way to make the iPhone SE 2 compete with the other iPhone in the sense that it doesn't look like an iPhone 5S just with a different specs on the inside.
I think it's got, all indications, look, we might see a notch in it. We may or may not, but all indications show that it's going to be a completely new design from a standpoint of, I don't think it's going to be iPhone 5, or SE looking. I think they're really going to try and modernize it. And at the same time, they don't want to cannibalize their sales with the current iPhone line. And it would be weird to me if they put a notch on top of it to make it look like the latest, whatever, iPhone 10, iPhone 11, whatever they end up calling it. That would be weird to me. So to me, they can make it look similar enough, but they just can't cannibalize the sales. And they're aware of that. So whatever the design element is going to be, well, we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, there's a lot of cool renders that are online and whatnot that kind of showcase it. So I'm just as curious as you. The iPhone SE was like, it's one of the most popular sought after models that everyone still talks about and still can't not talk about,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, there you go. Thanks so much for calling. Thanks for calling B-Teezy Live. I almost said it again. Someone says we should start a drinking game every time I accidentally say the C word.
I'm gonna smack you.
Yeah, every time I accidentally say the C word, everyone's like, "Dude, stop saying it." All right, we're gonna keep on pounding through here. I'll stick around maybe around another like 15-20 minutes. So let's go out to a lovely lady that looks like she's been waiting a while for us. Let's make sure this call gets through. Shannon, are you there?
Hi.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
When I was disappointed about tvOS 12,
Yeah, you know, I think with tvOS, they have done things with it, but tvOS isn't revolutionary, and I'm just waiting for them to, once they get this Apple content streaming service or whatever they believe that's going to be, I think that's when we're really going to see changes in tvOS. You know, they do have the dark mode, they have like the frame rate matching and whatnot, but that they just announced with the 4K one. Were you looking for a completely overhauled redesign? Is that why, or was there a specific feature you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted more apps and stuff.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't. The thing about it is the only way that they can attract app developers is by basically they had the whole iOS apps that can kind of port, but the actual audience that makes, think about it, if you're a company and you're developing for the largest platform in the world, you got to go iPhone, right? You've got to go iPhone because it's the largest platform. And then from there, okay, are you going to then develop for Android? Or are you going to go for tvOS or macOS? You're probably going to then take your platform to Android. And then that's why macOS and Apple TV kind of get left in the dust, because this takes money, resources. A lot of these groups are bootstrapping and they're up-and-comers. It's not like we have tons of huge major money behind a lot of these developers as well. And even if we do, it's still, they're all focused on iOS. So, you know, for you to, I wish there were more apps for Apple TV, but at the same time, I really just use my Apple TV to watch content more than I do to play games. So for me, it didn't bother me as much. So, but thank you so much for calling. All right.
You're welcome.
All right, appreciate it. I think that, yeah, of course. So I think that, ladies and gentlemen, have we fixed the issues?
Is it good?
I think we did.
Okay.
So you can play whatever videos you want.
Right,
I did want to take a break just to let you all know, you know, someone mentioned about, you know, following the Patreon. I noticed I haven't plugged this the entire time, but you know, I am doing this totally independent. And am I like asking you for your money? No, I'm just saying that if you want to support what I've done and all the content I have on my YouTube channel, because I'm totally independent, you can check out patreon.com/Brian Tong. And it's a way that you can basically sponsor my content. The heart of this is we have our Apple Bits XL audio podcast. It's our weekly kind of like 40-minute audio podcast, but it also helps me do more things in video, support me getting more content out, and then actually get help as well. So, you know, it starts at $1. You can go up to $5 a month, 10, 25, 100. We have different levels of sponsorship, but I just want to say thank you for everyone who has even stuck around right now to watch and support the fact that I'm not with that company anymore. Like, we pushed our stream up to 4,500. Like, that's crazy to me. I think it almost hit 4,800. And so I just want to say thank you. I'm so grateful for all your support. And if you feel like, you know, I'm giving you value, then please support that at patreon.com. But you know what? Let's get back to the calls, because that's what y'all are here for, okay? I think what's interesting that I found out, Henny, is like WWDC is kind of, people get excited about hardware, so I can tell the calls are more kind of like,
yeah, they're
kind of more bummed too, right?
They're like, we didn't see any hardware, right? I mean, I know nothing about this stuff because I'm just a regular user.
No, you're
you
a
know?
consumer,
So
though.
I mean, in terms of what I was expecting, I mean, it was good to see some of the software, but I mean, we want to know about the phones. We want to know about the, you know, the Apple TVs, stuff like that.
Was there anything that stuck out to you positively or negatively at the keynote?
I thought you were going to say negatively.
Oh, both.
I didn't really like how they talked so much about the Animojis. I know you said they were going to,
I knew
but it was so silly, especially because the girl was talking about how she could make it look just like her. So I'm like, you mean Bitmojis? They already have that.
Totally.
And people use Bitmojis all the time. So why do I need to buy a phone or update my software just to have that? And then maybe have it bug out because, you know, the little Instagram bug for iOS 11 had the question mark and the Apple thing. That bugged me. So I usually don't update my software until I know it's bugless.
I do have a feature that I approved of from
what is
their
the
keynote.
feature?
The tongue detection.
Oh, you liked that one. I saw you.
Or what I like to call.
Of course he did.
Or what I like to call Tong detection.
How did we know he was going to go there?
But I don't need a phone. I don't need a phone for that.
Okay. Next.
Should we get a call?
Next question. Next question. Let's go to Jody.
Jody.
Let's go to Jody.
Okay, fine. Jody.
Let's go to Jody.
What a segue right into Jody. Jody, welcome to the post show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. What's up? Oh, is Jody there?
Jody?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put Jody back in the queue and hopefully get someone else, and let's see if we can make this work. All right. We've got our friend from the 512. What's up? Welcome to the show. Are you there? Hello, hello. Oh man, maybe the calls have called out. Okay, I'm gonna try a couple more, and if it doesn't work out, maybe we'll have to wrap this up, guys and gals. But we appreciate it. Let's try here. Jim, what is up? I'm super frustrated right now. Can you guys hear the people on the phone at all or not?
It's almost as if it's muted. Let's see.
Hold on 1 second. Is it? Oh, I know what's going on here. Hold on, guys.
That one, do you take that off?
Yeah, hold on. Let's go here. Hold on, guys.
Almost there. Don't worry. We got you.
Okay, let's see. Hold on now. Let's try. Jim, are you there one more time? Fail. Everyone's like, wrap it up. Wrap it up. I'm on the line and it's wonky. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'll try one more time. If not, guys and gals, we'll just have to kill this. Okay. Let's try. Kel, can you hear us? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give up right now
because he started talking about Animoji tongues and people were like, "Ugh, no more."
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I don't know. No, guys, it's not because I muted QuickTime because we're using another computer. It was just working.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, friends and family, I think maybe, unfortunately, we're just going to have to wrap it up. I mean, I'm just so grateful that you guys even hung around this long. And I don't know. I can't say any more than that. They can hear them on the phone, but we can't? Nope. Okay. We're going to end it, everybody. 10 people on the line. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for calling. What I'll try and do maybe to make up for this is do a Q&A later this week. I'll let you know. It'll be on my channel. But thank you so much. Again, you can support me on patreon.com, and also you can just check out my YouTube channel. I'll be pumping out more videos as we settle in. But thank you so much. That's a wrap up for WWDC 2018. There will be plenty more events, and trust me, we'll perfect this a little better. We'll get this locked in. Okay? Locked in?
Locked in. That's the first time. I'm proud of you, bro.
Bro? Don't call him bro.
Aren't you guys proud of him? Come on,
Don't call me
everybody.
bro.
Give him a round of applause.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Peace. Be safe. Okay?
Bye.
See ya.